So Stevie,
So Corey,
are you all good? I forgot. I just kind of started it too
I'm
quick.
great.
You good?
Never been better.
I just meant like audio wise. But Stevie, what are you gonna do if our podcast gets shut down by record labels?
Start another one. Start another one and make it so big that I'll shut down the record labels.
What are we gonna do about this problem, Stevie? We can't play music anymore. It sucks.
We'll start singing it ourselves.
I think we need to start.
Feelings you provide, feelings you provide.
We need to start taking ad space and letting artists will like cash app us like $5-10, and then we'll play like their unreleased shit.
What we need to do is this is not what we actually should do because I don't agree with this on an artistic and moral standpoint, but we need to just develop an AI that just comes up with a new song for us every week.
You know, that's honestly it's not a bad idea though. Like having like an AI that's like, yo, like I need like and picking it based on the movie and shit. Like we need a song. Like it just creates us a song based on like that movie and based on other shit that's happened in the world. Like we'll just type in the mood of the week, and it just makes that.
Boom.
That's dope.
Just for that though, you know, just for
I'm
the
not
one
mad
time.
about that.
But I was thinking like, you know, make an AI Frank song.
Dude, you know, you want to go into that?
Let's
You
go right into
motherfucker.
that. Let's go right into
You
that.
know, all right. Yeah, you sent. I played it last week. I haven't. The episode's not out yet, so you haven't heard it yet.
These days,
But I played that.
I think
for
that
fun.
song's real.
And I said, you said Frank ain't got no bars. Peep this. And I played this right, and now there's an article that's going out, and it's saying that all these Frank songs that came out last month are AI leaks. They only mentioned that Rosalia one specifically.
Yeah, and then they have a few in that article. There's a few examples of the AI ones, and they don't sound nearly as good as these days do. But that Steer It one that I sent you, that's definitely AI.
Yeah.
And I think that video's real.
Yeah, that video's. I mean, it's real footage, obviously, but it's like that could have been like some fashion campaign.
It could have been.
You know what I mean? Like,
but it also did kind of look like what a Frank and Rosalia video would look like that's not finished.
true.
Because it did look not finished a little bit.
True. Well, yeah, maybe someone just got a hold of that footage and was like, "Yo, let me make a song."
Yeah,
You
I think it
know.
was probably the videographer or like someone involved with it that's just like, damn, I worked on a Frank Ocean video and no one knows, and like no one's ever gonna know, and like
Yeah,
now
but
my
that also
career is
sucks if,
stagnating.
like something just happened and it's like because he would be like the first in line
to get blamed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But-
coming from the videographer.
Did you like that These Days song?
I loved it. I played it like fucking 200 times. Like,
It felt like the Provider era, like DHL Provider era, or like In My
Yeah.
Room.
you know, but I don't know. And this is where AI stuff is like really weird because like, you know, yeah, we both were like, wait, These Days can't be AI. Like that one can't be. It sounds too good. But I'm starting to notice some things.
Some like little vocal glitches.
Yeah.
I can't tell if they're effects or not, but I know what you mean. And then like it's like
Met this from the valley.
Yeah.
What does he say there?
met this group from the valley.
Met this group. Oh, he says group.
I think he
Okay,
says
group.
met this group from the valley.
But the group sounds a little weird.
Yeah, it does. It does. But the music
Sounds like
sounds
group. You know, like I don't know.
the music of it sounds way different than AI generated music.
Also, it's just you know I've been thinking about the music and the words, and I'm like, does Frank do this? Frank can, and Frank would. You know what I mean? And that's what we like. You know, it sounds good, but also like, is he and would he? I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
because there's this like element of that verse of the song sounding kind of like a Drake song, in the sense that like he's like name dropping people and like name dropping his crew and his come up and like reflecting on that, and like it's exciting for us because we don't really get a lot of that being so direct. Where he's like, almost lost myself to the painkillers and Haji got me high or whatever.
you remember that artist Left at London?
Yeah.
You know them?
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember them? The TikToks they would make?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this would a Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
Those were so good. like remember their song, their Frank Ocean one, like
Yes, I do.
specifically. That was so good,
Damn,
and
what
it's
a
like,
throwback.
but it was funny because it's like all you got to do is like mention like California, talk about getting high a little bit. You know what I mean? Like there was like these
Some
six
soulful
elements.
chords.
Yeah, these six specific elements. And then once you hear like the product, it's like holy shit, that's a like.
That's
And
a
they
Frank
did that
Ocean
with
song.
so many different artists.
Yep.
They to where like I don't know. Then it makes you think like and then it's like fuck, we're thinking so much about this AI song. Now it's like No Leak is safe. No Leak is a real song.
Yeah.
No Leak is an AI song either, but No Leak is a.
But then it's also this kind of crazy element too, where it's like, did it change your enjoyment before knowing that it was like AI? You know what I mean? Like I've listened to that
that's
song a
just-
bunch of times.
That's the real scary part about it.
Especially with that Drake song too. That I
Yeah.
came in with
Yeah.
like that song
Yeah.
was hard.
I know. I just seen too many TikTok. Like I haven't listened to that song. I haven't searched that song. But I'm not even on TikTok.
Yeah.
But between seeing videos on the internet
Yeah.
through other platforms,
It's a lot.
that I've heard that verse a lot, and I like that verse.
It's a good verse.
Yeah. The Weeknd one is trash, but
Once the weekend kicks in on that song, it kind of dips out, and you're like, "This is AI." But that
Yeah.
the Drake verse is good.
yeah.
If I was Drake, and if I was the label, like that would definitely make me feel uneasy.
yeah.
A lot of this makes me feel uneasy,
Yeah.
like just confused on where to stand. Because on one hand, I'm like, I love like getting to experience new of their music, but I kind of want it to come from them.
I know, but then it's also fucked up because it's like I said, it's like I think people would love that song from Frank. And that song very well could be a real song, and that because I can picture Frank doing that, but I can also picture Frank making that for fun and not ever wanting it to come out. You know what I mean? Like, which is also how leaks are too. And that's part of the funness of like getting leaks, of like knowing like, oh shit, this is something that they just like whipped up one day. You know what I mean? And like,
It's like a peek behind the curtain
yeah.
in a way that like you get to see some more rawness.
Yeah. But then it's just, I just think about that Left at London TikTok, and I'm like, people are so good at like even structurally to where I'm like, this almost sounds like basic Frank to me. You know what I mean? But then it's like now I'm gonna judge Frank a little bit. Not like judge Frank, but it's like now I'm critiquing what could just be Frank.
Yeah, and I mean I feel that way about the Drake song too.
Yeah.
Because like the second I heard that AI Drake song, I was like, this is better than the one he just put out.
yeah.
Like more enjoyable, and like that feels wrong on so many levels.
Yeah.
Crazy times.
But I mean, but also like that song, and this is always what Drake does, and like Drake's gonna go quickly to hateable again on my scale, because I love and hate Drake every 2 albums, like.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, like I just think that he like like that song is so different from the last like things he's gave us. That's not even what's the techno album everyone hated.
Honestly, never mind.
Yeah, that's not even honestly Nevermind level. Like that's
Yeah.
like a whole different like.
Dude, there's a lot of people out there that really love that album.
No, I love honestly Nevermind. I mean, I don't love it, but like there's like enough songs on it that I like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate the album way better than Loverboy.
Same. You know what song I've been playing a lot?
But
Nice for What? I was like, that was a great. That's a
Why?
great song. I don't know. This summer's
Crazy.
coming up. It's warm out. I'm feeling a little bit like,
Crazy.
But how you doing today, Corey?
I'm good. Just a normal day, just being a dog dad,
Banana
Me and
bread.
Banana been, we just kick it every day,
Having
my
little
boy.
adventures.
Yeah, we went on a walk today, came back, then I went to go get him some treats
Nice.
and a bunch of shit, and I came back and he chewed up some shit.
That's not nice.
Yeah. So I'm like, now I'm withholding the treats from him. I gave him the shitty bone, I'm like, I gave him the little basic bone just to distract him for a bit, but holding out on all the treats on him now.
Damn.
But yeah,
Just dog dad.
just life, yeah, and trying to play Zelda a bit, and then not catching up on Ted Lasso. I haven't seen last week's.
Or this week's.
No,
Damn.
dude, I'm terrible. I mean, like I like literally fell out of the show for like 3-4 weeks, and then I like tried watching. That was like the Amsterdam episode, and the one
Yeah.
after that, and then And then I got back into it, you know, and that Sam episode may be the last one I've really seen.
No, I think you saw the one after that.
Yeah, maybe.
The Hey Jude one.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
We haven't even really got. We haven't even
we
got
talked about that
about
on the
one.
phone.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But at least we still have.
Now
that
I
one to
don't
talk
remember
about.
anything about the episode, but we talked about it, but I just remember, yeah, that moment was heavy. Like that was dope. But yeah, I'm behind on Ted Lasso.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Dog
Yeah,
dad life taking up the time.
I just been a dog dad and trying to play games. That's it.
Respect.
That's been my life. And trying to, you know, I've been trying to do pixel art again. I'm trying to get.
Hell yeah! I saw that banana art one. That was awesome.
I'm just trying to get better with that and keep drawing shit. I just keep like, you know, saying. But it's like, man, you really got to know so much about drawing ahead of it, and then to translate it to pixel art, like,
Yeah.
because it's like you can like, you know, it's like you could draw some shit and like drop it in there, but like it's not gonna, it doesn't
translate the same way.
It doesn't translate, and that's you know, like learning about this shit too. You know, it was like kind of cool because I'm like, this is something AI can't do. AI cannot, and let me,
Yeah.
you got a look on your face, but yeah, let me not
Speak too soon.
Yeah, let me not speak too soon. But like, so far it's like, yeah, this is, you know, AI could do like pixel art, but they can't, you know, like, yeah, but they can't do art yet, for real.
Not original art.
Yeah.
Like nothing groundbreaking.
Yeah, they can copy something else.
Like I saw this game and the coders, the way they programmed the whole thing is they either crocheted or like knitted all of the characters and then like digitized that like thing, like animated, like made different versions of it knitted.
And then 3D models of those.
And like threw that into the game.
That's
so
dope.
it's like
it's
like almost like pixel art, but it's all knitted. And like it still like works and everything.
That's dope.
But I was like, it looks so original.
Yeah. I know, I've been learning about certain shit, like, you know, there's like this one game, Rain World. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Rain World's very interesting because, like, you know, that's like a pixel art game too, and it's kind of like a dirty pixel art game. Like, it's not like the cleanest, like, aesthetic, more or less, but like it's rough around the edges. It's real sharp and like, you know, not like, I don't know, but they do like some pretty cool, like, just the way they like, mix newer effects with their animation. Like, it's not a animated sprite. They do like procedural generation with their animation where it's like a little slug cat and like its body will just hang. Its body has physics.
Sick.
So it kind of like, I don't know, just reacts to the whole environment the whole time. But then also their world is built and like the AI that they put into the creatures that are like, you're just this little slug cat just getting along, and there's all these predators out there, more or less, like little big bugs and lizards and like weird ass animals, and they are all built with like their own AI, and they all exist. And they did this thing where they make them still exist even though their sprite isn't present.
Weird.
But they still like, so they kind of have like the weird life of their own. And there's even like this group of scavengers that will like, you can either help them or hurt them, but they are like really advanced AI, and they kind of seek you out, and you can't really know or tell when they're coming at all. Like, there's a video explaining like the AI of it, and it's just like,
damn,
it's insane the way they programmed like these creatures into it.
Hell yeah, that sounds like a crazy game.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried playing a little bit. It's fucking hard. It's hard to progress in it.
I can imagine why.
Yeah. And then, like, once I was seeing those videos, I was, like, seeing, like, the end of it. I'm like, or, like, you know, things that happen later on. I'm like, holy shit, this game is way more than I thought it was. Like,
damn, yeah.
I love indie games.
Yeah.
How you been?
Been good, man. Just, you know, traveling. Was in Nashville. Got to see, you know, Phoebe and Taylor.
Tell me this story. So you, like... Did you like post up on some hill or something? Like what? So was
like the way Nashville's set up is there's this like big street and it's called Broadway, and it has all like the bars and the honky tonks where everyone plays around live, and that leads right up to the river, and you could just walk across the river on this walking bridge, and there's the stadium, and so like from the bridge you can see into the stadium and see the screens, and you could hear. So I watched Phoebe from there close out. Didn't even realize at the time that Maddie Healy was on stage with them.
So more or less for free, you can just kind of sit on the bridge and watch the.
Exactly. And then we realized we could get even closer, and they had a merch line. And that merch line was probably a half mile long. I'm not even kidding.
Dang.
There was probably like 4,000 to 5,000 people sitting outside the stadium.
That's dope. That is kind of known. Like, hey, you can kind of just watch the show for free out here if you want, and
Yeah.
we'll even sell you merch if you walk up, and want to wait in line.
We
But,
got like pushed back eventually by security, not just us, but like a bunch of other people. And they
Okay.
like pushed it back. But like we were still close enough that you could hear. Like I have recordings of the song. Like I could hear Taylor crystal clear.
yeah, that's dope.
And see some of the screen, and that was a lot of fun. Especially, I think it was nice because the fans the next night, if you had Sunday tickets, you kind of got screwed in Nashville because it rained, and so it went on late, and then it was raining the whole time. But little did I know all like that Matty Healy was there and all that drama that was going on with him and Taylor. I don't know if you know about that.
I've seen an article, and it was just a huge article of why you should not like Matty Healy.
Which is kind of I feel like it's so annoying. Not
Yeah, but there is a lot of weird shit too. Like he is kind of a weird seeming dude, but like
yeah.
I don't know.
I still think he's like, in terms of like rock stardomness, he's probably like it means better than most rock stars have in the last like 20 years.
Yeah.
But he has put his foot in his mouth.
I was gonna say the worst I saw from that article was just the podcast shit. You know what I mean? There was like, and they were just explaining the jokes, and I'm just like, I just don't like why. Like I don't get how someone like famous could even go on and like try to make like those jokes. Like
yeah.
I just don't understand it. And then there was also like something with like an Instagram story post. Like he's made like just posted some crazy memes that are like stupid, but like
Yeah. It's just like, it's interesting because obviously Phoebe and Taylor both trust him.
yeah.
So it's like, he can't be that terrible if like
Yeah.
the two people that are looked up to by like a ton of people, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that AI had videos of him performing, which was funny. And then B, Keith Urban had posted that TikTok yesterday. I don't know if you saw that. And it's like him and Nicole Kidman dancing. But in the background, you could see Phoebe and Bo making out.
Really? Bo Burnham?
And it was like posted on his official TikTok.
Keith Urban
Yeah.
posted Phoebe Bridgers and Bo Burnham making out.
Yes. And
So-
I
and that
actually-
was like rumored that they were together.
Right. And now it's like soft launch. And I actually
Soft launch.
saw Keith Urban the next day, like randomly in public.
Really?
Yeah. We went to the cathedral because that's where my sister's going to get married later this year. And all of a sudden, just walking down the aisle was a man that looked like Keith Urban, and he had like this tattoo on his neck. And so afterwards, I looked up his tattoos, and I was like, "Damn,
Dang.
that was him." I was like, "Where's Nicole?" I'm like near Nicole. I was like, "I gotta
Yeah.
talk to her about the AMC
So
stuff."
wait, so he's dating Nicole Kidman?
Oh, they're married, yeah.
They're married?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's the AMC mascot.
Legend. But besides that, been chilling, been good. It was good to go there. Going to Notre Dame this weekend. I got sent I have a song coming out. I'll throw a promo next week.
Yeah.
But I got
Let's play it.
I got sent we could play it. I got sent my first beat pack as a vocal artist the other day.
Mm.
I was like,
You never been sent? Well,
No, never.
you probably requested some beats from someone, right?
No, not really.
Really?
Maybe like one time I bought a beat from somebody.
Yeah.
But no one was ever like, "Yo, I heard this song." And the song that they heard was like a song
I think
that didn't
I've
do
sent
well.
you a couple beats, haven't I? I've sent you a beat or two.
But like no one ever like found
Yeah.
me off the internet.
True.
They were like,
true.
"I heard Spiral. I really liked it. Here's like 20 beats if you want to use any of them."
Yeah, that's dope.
They were like Mac DeMarco level
So you like the
sounding.
beats?
Yeah, they were pretty good sounding.
Fuck yeah, you gonna
Yeah, I already wrote one to them.
hell yeah.
But I was like, it's lit. I was like, that's cool. I kind of thought Spiral flopped. So like, you never,
so they said Spiral specifically?
yeah, so,
That's
like,
dope.
I was
That's
like,
always
you never
dope.
know who's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, listening despite all that.
Yeah, hey, get some free beats off of it.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. That's a
Yeah.
come up, low key.
Yeah, I was like,
That's a
all right,
come
let's
up
go.
nowadays.
Yep, it really is.
Like, yeah.
And then they have a poppin' Spotify page, so I was like, all right,
Hell yeah.
go drop. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's dope.
I was like, maybe I'll just stop producing now. Not actually. I think I
Hey,
like
but
producing
at least
too
it
much.
opens your eyes to being like, hey, maybe I can do like some other shit, like.
Yeah.
I
I
think
also was
that's-
like, damn, I gotta get my mixing up. Like this guy's mixing is clean.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
But who knows? You never know. I think sometimes like when you hear other people's stuff, it just sounds cleaner off the bat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you haven't done it yourself,
Yeah.
like you're not like as critical on it.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I think that's a big thing.
yeah, new song next week.
Let's
Pump that
go.
out.
Let's play it or play it next week.
Yeah, we could do either one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have it. I probably have it.
I don't have it directly on the computer right now. I probably got to message it somewhere.
I can message it to you. But we could also do it next week. Although, you know, by next week it might be
Might be illegal.
It might be illegal.
That'd be fucked up.
DistroKid is turning into the ops.
Yeah, DistroKid been the ops. I need to change that setting, I guess. Do you know where that? Have you seen that on DistroKid? Like, do you know?
Something like that sounds familiar. Dude, the one thing that kind of freaks me out a little bit is like AI picking up on all these samples and songs that like have been mysteries for years. And it's like, are all these songs going to get taken down now that have been like classics for 20 years?
Yeah, I don't know. What about Ed Sheeran winning that?
That was a big dub. That was the other topic I was going to drop on you guys.
Oh.
I forgot.
Dang, that was the one?
Yeah.
That was the one? Shit.
That was a big win for music.
Yeah.
I think, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, it was kind of nice hearing that, yeah. Yeah, we got some new fucking Stevie. Let's go.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Yeah, I do really, not to talk about it, but I do really love that fucking video thing.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, that's
cool.
gonna. I think that should really be your thing. Like.
Yeah. Once I did, I was like, oh man, this is. I could project a lot of different things, or I could just do videos at different places.
And then drop the photo book to go with it all.
Exactly.
Do that shit.
Exactly.
That shit was tight.
Thank you. Yeah. T-Mobile Tuesday.
Dang.
Not even kidding.
Dang.
What do you mean by that? Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Yeah, that's my favorite part right here. Not to turn it down, but just that whole part before that, just leading up into this little guitar. That shit. But yeah, new Stevie dropping next week. Yeah, we gotta get our
Let's
promo
go.
shit. If anything, let's just fucking play our own shit, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
We just play all the new Stevie songs until I drop some music.
Exactly.
We can convince
Get the demos.
Fonz. We can convince Fonz to send us records.
He's got them.
Yeah,
He's got them all stored away.
yeah. What day is that dropping again?
Next Wednesday,
What day?
the 24th.
24th. Damn. Let's go. C'est la vie. Yeah, let's go. So,
So.
should we talk a little bit about, since I didn't watch Ted Lasso? Actually, wait, I'll talk, I have one little movie club topic. Maybe it's not
TV
even
club?
a topic. Or TV club, yeah. It's just something that I've been asking myself lately. So I'm going to ask you it, because I don't have the answer to this yet.
Yeah.
Are you going to watch The Idol when it drops? Because it's coming up, I think.
It is coming up. Maybe. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It like almost seems...
Well, like, I'll put it this way. Sometimes, like, it feels hard to keep up with all the shows I want to watch right now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm behind 2 episodes on Barry. I'm current on Succession and Yellow Jackets. And Ted
People were just
Lasso, but
upset with something on Barry. Did he just do did some episode just have something weird on it?
I don't know what's happened in the last 2, but, like,
Okay.
they, like...
I just heard people talking like, wait, is this for real?
I think they're,
And
like...
people were like, yep, that's for real.
They killed off, like, in the last episode that I saw, they killed off somebody who's, like, a main character, but, like, did it in a way that was, like, brutal.
Dang.
But not, like, brutal, like, the way they got murdered. They, like, were going to die, and then the person saved them. And then, like, 20 minutes later, they ended up dying. And it was like, oh, damn. Like, why did you say you saved him just to kill him? Like it like made you feel hope, and then it just was like, nah, they're dead. And not even like a resuscitate kind of way, just like they're gonna die, then they didn't. I don't know. So it's been pretty brutal. I think like in a way, it's like the show is gonna end up being designed to like be a show that like you don't want to watch more than once, but also like maybe that'll make you want to watch it more than once.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a wild season.
Yeah.
I think somewhere along the lines, like Bill Hader was like, I got to make a TV show so I can make a movie. And then somewhere along the lines, he was like, wait, I could just make a movie. Let's wrap this shit up. In a good way, though.
Wait, what does he have a movie in mind or something?
I would not be surprised if he did a movie right after this.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's been 4 seasons, so that's a good run.
Yeah. He might do another show, though. Who knows?
Yeah. And Yellow Jacket's been good.
Yellow Jackets, that's the other one he said.
And Succession's been really good.
Yeah. So he's got too many shows right now.
Yeah, and then, I mean, like, there's going to be some more shows then, too. Like, True Detective's going to be coming out, and I like that. I just don't know how I feel about The Idol.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it doesn't feel good going into it already.
Yeah.
And I've realized, like, how much, I don't know, it takes out of me to watch a show that doesn't make you feel good. Like, I'm watching Beef right now. Have you watched Beef?
I watched one episode.
Okay, I'm on episode 9. And, like, it just keeps stressing me out. Like, I'm just stressed out. And there's no way I'm going to, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going to resolve in a way that, like, I don't just, like, continue to be stressed out.
I feel like it does resolve, though. Like, I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know how that story goes at all past episode 1, but I have, like, I'm just guessing that they, like, end up cool.
I hope so.
Because they seem, like, so, like, similar. You know, like, right off the bat, like, even the first episode, like.
They're just, like, at the point that they're on this show, like, things are so tangled up that I'm like, I don't know how that they could both, like, everybody.
There's supposed
in
to be
this
a season
situation-
2 somehow with new people, but, like.
A different story?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I get nervous about it all the time now. That I'm,
What?
like, driving on the road and I'm like, damn, this person's going to be pissed off at me.
Wait. I forgot to say something that happened to me.
Let's hear it.
How are you? I got stuck on the highway, on a flooded highway the other night.
Bro, that looked crazy.
Yeah.
Did it do any, like, damage to your car or anything?
No, but let me tell you, I was like I left, like, the Mother's Day event, which was out in Fenton, you know, and it was like the storm was just starting. I was like, all right, let me get home. You know, I had Banana at home, and thank God I almost took him.
Oh, man.
I would have
have
been
not been good enough.
I would have been stressed if Banana was in the car with me, which I was, like, really pissed I didn't bring him, too, like, because it would have been cool if I brought him. So, like, the whole time I was thinking, like, fuck, I should have brought him. Even afterwards, I was like, fuck, I should have brought him. And I was like, wait, never mind.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and I had, like, no gas, too. That's the other fucked up part. But I, like, it, you know, it started pouring instantly. And I'm, like, not even, like, out of Fenton, like, on the highway yet. And I'm like, oh, shit. So, like, the whole highway drive, like, 270 was crazy. And then I get on the 55. 55's crazy. And I'm going so slow. I'm going, like, 30. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's driving. Most people are pulled over at this point.
Right.
Like, a lot of people weren't even driving on the highway. Like, it was just a whole line of people. You know, it'd be, like, 1 or 2 cars. And the whole highway. And there was, like, 3 people maybe still going, you know. And then, like, eventually it was just nobody. You know what I mean? And then there was this one exit with a lot of fucking people getting off. But, like, 20. You know what I mean? It was, like, enough to be, like,
What are they all
I'm not
off
getting
for?
on that, but,
Yeah.
like, also not, like, an alarming amount. Like, then there was no one going backwards. Like, I've been there before where, like, people are going backwards, and I've had to jump off of 55 because it was flooded. But I, you know, like,
Damn.
but I didn't know, so I went past it. There's no one, right? And then I'm like, you know, I'm like getting all the way over, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, cool, let me just fucking, you know, coast home, you know, I'm just gonna be safe. And I'm going down this hill, and all of a sudden I see a couple cars like kind of stopped. And like,
Oh, no.
they, you know, like you can't, like you couldn't even see like, you know, like 20 feet ahead of you.
I mean, it
that
was
much.
coming down.
Yeah. So like, I don't even know why I stopped. Like fully, I guess I was just going that slow, but like, all of a sudden I'm just like, holy shit! And there's like 3 cars. One's like like one like literally ended up like like half sucked into a drainage pipe. It was like up past the
Oh my
the
God.
median, like
So like you could have been swept away.
yeah.
Oh my.
And I
goodness.
was like right up on it. And then so I instantly like kind of like get over to like the side of it, like the side of the highway, and I start backing up. But then it's like filling in. Like, and slowly but sure, and you can't see anything. I'm trying to back up. I back up as far as I can. I hit like a construction sign, and I can't back up any further. And then there was people following me, like going forward. Like they had flipped around up by the water. And then all of a sudden, you know, like it's pouring still, so I'm just like stuck. I'm waiting. Once it stops raining, like get out of the car and look. It's a fucking sea of cars behind us. There's no way anybody can even really like turn. Like no one can even start doing some little exit thing. It was fucked. And
Damn.
yeah.
That's wild. But
So
I'm
I
glad
just-
you're safe.
Yeah, I just turned my car. It was actually like low key. It was like not that bad at all. Like,
But could have been way worse.
yeah, like the second I saw that water, I like started to panic. But then I'm like, all right, back up, back up, back up. And the second I had to stop, I was like, holy shit, and I panicked. Like, and I just called up Lisa, and I was like, what the fuck do I do? She's like, just turn off your car. And I was like, I already did. I got no gas. Like,
Damn.
she's like, just wait. She's like, eventually people will figure this shit out, you know, and like they'll figure out how to leave, or cops will come and point and get people out of there, you know. And
And that
she's
what
like, if you
happened?
see water, run. Like, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna hit water. I back up the hill pretty far, but
Yeah.
yeah, nothing
Damn.
happened. And then eventually it was like, by the time it started getting like people start pouring out, because I'm on the side, there's a construction light behind me, and then there was cars just like right in front of me. So I decided like, all right, I'm just, I guess, gonna be last. You know what I mean? Like, I'm, you know, not last, but like I'm gonna be one of the last people.
Yeah, yeah.
out of
You'll
here.
take your
Like,
time.
Yeah, like I'm not in a rush. Like I got cigarettes, a little pen. You know, I'm good. Like
Exactly.
I'm like Banana will be all right. Like I know he's not
Better than
dying.
being swept up by the water.
Yeah, and but then you know, so there was a certain point where like you know there was certain people that were just outside of their car. You know, there was like this one dude on his truck that like I was talking to him like you know and certain shit. But eventually I just like decided to go like walk up and look, and then I finally like confirmed that I'm like, all right, people are finally leaving like this highway like backwards, like.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, let me go check.
Was it dark at this point too?
No, it was light
Okay,
out.
okay,
And
okay,
it stopped raining. It was just sprinkling, and it like
Yeah.
was hot, so it was like it wasn't bad at all. And so then I'm like, let me go check the bridge. So then I start, you know, and I walk like a mile. You know what I mean? Like probably back and forth that whole time. But then I go up there, and then I noticed like right when I got there, there was like 6 cars that were like up there, like kind of waiting for it to like.
Go down.
Yeah, and then one person went through on the side, and I started seeing the road.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, oh shit! But I'm like a quarter mile away from my car on the side of the highway.
Did you
and
run?
It's empty.
Did you run back?
I started like walking pretty fast, and then and then it was like people start realizing because there wasn't that many people, but it was like, you know, like a couple people started running back to their car too, and then they turned around and just left, and then it was like all of a sudden there's like 40 cars just like coming at me, and I'm like, yo, like. Someone's about to hit my ass. Like, they don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. They're just trying to leave. Like, I'm definitely about to die right now. Like, I'm on the side of a highway. I'm like, you
Right.
know, like,
That shit's freaky.
yeah,
Damn, but I'm glad you made it home safe and everything.
yeah.
It's like, you know, it's always when like you least expect it, and then you're like
No, I
suddenly
was-
in like a life-threatening situation, and you're like, wait a minute, this is
No.
like life-threatening.
I was literally thinking about it before. I'm like, what happens, you know, like, if you could just get stuck in, you know, like, stuck in a flood or some shit. Like, I was thinking about it, and then it happened. Like, because my car was being a little weird in the rain. Like,
Yeah,
it just sounded a little weird.
water can be really freaky,
Yeah.
but damn, glad you made it back safely.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Damn, I was gonna bring up Ted Lasso, but you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
That's
Trash.
okay. That's okay.
Was it another hour long?
Yeah.
They're just gonna end it all with hours. I mean, I guess a lot of them have been like 40 minutes anyway.
How many episodes are gonna be?
I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's gotta. You know, they did 12 on the last one, I think.
12 would make sense. They're definitely starting to see a wrap up. I don't know where it's headed. Yeah, I don't know where it's headed. Some of the writing, I don't know. This season's been the weakest of the 3, I think, but that's just me. And maybe not just me.
It seems
but-
like, well, I see Brett Goldstein posting every week, like, you know, like Keely wrote an episode, he wrote an episode, someone new, like they're kind of giving everybody a chance to write an episode and
yeah,
kind of
and,
like,
launch their careers a bit,
yeah,
have their moment.
yeah,
Yeah. But I mean, there's been great stuff, and I like where the characters are headed.
yeah,
It's just been, you know, I almost feel like sometimes they're like trying to include too much like social commentary in it,
yeah,
which isn't bad. Sometimes it really hits.
yeah,
But like that the like Me Too Keely moment felt a little bit weird.
Yeah.
In some ways.
The Sam, like, doing the tweet thing
Yeah.
feels a little strange too. You know what I
And
mean?
that had a nice payoff, I thought.
Yeah.
Like where the whole team comes and helps and
Yeah.
they pick it all up. But I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
No. Yeah.
It's like we already kind of did
I
this
did.
with Sam.
Yeah, that was a great episode just for that. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah. But I know what you mean.
yeah, initially when it starts at the beginning of the episode, you're like, this kind of feels out of place. And
Yeah. But there's been some really good moments, especially in the last few episodes.
yeah.
And there's been peaks. Like the Amsterdam episode was a peak. Like that was a great episode.
Yeah.
Not quite like the Succession ones, Consistently hot. No, but I'm also cause Succession's the opposite of Ted Lasso.
I was about to say.
Because like Ted Lasso, you're watching, and you're like, damn, I wish I was more like them. And Succession, you're watching, and you're like, God damn, I'm so glad I'm not them.
Yeah, I don't even know.
They said you just like the last episode was like the 2016 election,
Really?
kinda. Or like, what if Trump would have won the 2020 election? Like that kind of thing.
Dang.
Uh,
That's even worse, low key. Like,
and
yeah.
they kind of like tip the scale, like towards the Trumpy guy.
Dang.
It's kind of wild. But yeah,
Succession.
Succession, dude. You know what's a weird thing that's happening this year?
What's
Is
that?
a lot of my favorite albums are turning 10 years old. Acid Rap
Yeah,
did.
there's a lot of shit.
Modern Vampire, this National album just did. And I remember where I was when I like read a Pitchfork article that was like, College Dropout turns 10 years old. And me sitting there
Yeah.
thinking like, damn, 10 years? That's a long time ago. Like Kanye is really a legend, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like that. And now I'm thinking like, 10 years, that's nothing. Like,
Dude,
that barely happened yesterday.
last year was like 20 years of Let Go with Avril Lavigne, and I was like, oh my God.
Oh
like,
my goodness.
Yeah. I'm like, that's 20 years of like one of my like top 5 albums. Like,
That's wild. It blows my mind a bit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It makes me feel old, but also very young. Because I'm like, that was nothing. That felt like a blip. You know what I mean? I just thought of 10 years differently 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, 10 years? It'll go by like
It'll
that.
happen. Yeah, before it's like, damn, that's forever. Now it's like, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Now it's like, it'll be here before I know it. Like,
Yeah, and like in a good way and a bad way,
at fucking 40, it's going to be like, oh shit. Times, it's going to be way.
Yeah, that's why I don't feel so old now. But like when I'm 40/45, I'll be like, all right.
It just
Old.
comes really fast.
Yeah.
And then 50, you just kind of accept the speed, I guess, and just kind of like chill. And then maybe it really slows down at like 50, 60 again, like
Hopefully.
somehow.
Gotta find a way to slow the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because imagine once you like retire. Like retiring is like going through COVID.
it's like leaving like high school, except like you don't have to do
It's like
anything after.
all summer long. That shit lasts a lifetime. That shit lasts till you dead.
Yeah. And like it's it's one thing if you have like a bunch of shit you want to do, but like if you like don't for real. Like I know a bunch of people that are retired that like
Yeah.
are like we're so bored that they started just to like work something else again. Like one of my friends' mom like she said that she works at a Target because she likes to see the babies.
Yeah.
Just part-time.
I was gonna say my grandma's like been retired, and then like she even just like ended up like started like in the last few probably like shit long like 6 years now, but like like just doing like crazy volunteer work with like the church and shit, and just like really working like where it's like some people just want to stay active. Like
Yep.
that's a good thing.
Like
but,
at the zoo, like the train conductors, they're all retired men.
yeah.
And it's like a really highly coveted job.
But even just the like, even like a retired couple could like just like, like the husband could just like build shit, and then like the like I don't know, and they could like do yard work together. You know what I mean? And like that could be like their work. You know what I mean? And like and staying active. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? While also just living like the retired. Like I feel like that's what my grandparents were. They would just like take care of their house and like
I feel
and
like
then drink iced tea on the porch with whiskey in it. Like
you gotta have like one thing that you do separately and one thing you do together.
yeah, exactly.
Or else
He would
it's gonna
build
be
shit, she
like-
would do the garden, and then they would take care of the house together.
Yeah, or else it starts to get like real codependent. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You lose yourself a little bit in that.
Yeah, he would go play pool. She would go to the spa with the daughters, and that's a retired life right there. That's a good retired life. That's
Not
a
bad.
dream, right?
Yeah, I guess. We're still in our late 20s. We got a lot
Talking
of
about
life to
retire.
go. You know?
God damn. I'm ready to retire.
Yeah.
You know, there's something interesting that I was thinking about today, and it's just about, like, life isn't supposed to be about comfort.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the, I think it's Buddhism, where it's like
Yeah.
life is suffering.
Yeah.
And like in accepting that, you find peace.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's like stuff you kind of know, but but it's like, it can hit you in different ways, but it's like, fuck, man, it's like, it sucks to realize that, but it's like people are so focused on comfort,
Yeah.
and it's like a crazy thing. It goes down to like, even just down to like the average person that I think that like takes customer service way too seriously. It's like, yo, like, just because something made you a little bit uncomfortable doesn't mean like, like
You're entitled to like get redeemed on that.
Yeah, or like you got to treat people like shit because of it,
Yeah.
like.
Well, it's interesting because like I've been thinking about this in a way. You get people who have like a dream job, or like a dream spouse, or like they're rich as hell, but like they're still unhappy. So it's like obviously like your career and like money. I mean like to a degree, like obviously like having a certain amount of money would free up stuff, but like it doesn't guarantee happiness. But there are some people who are like genuinely happy, but like might not have a traditionally like this is what you need to be happy lifestyle.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of interesting in that way where
Yeah.
it's like just
I think
because like you have things doesn't make it. I don't know. Like you accomplish A, B, and C doesn't mean that you're going to be happy.
Yeah. I think it's just kind of like the same way I think about success, as far as like, I feel like, and it's rare, but it's like someone has to really go through some shit and then like acquire that later to like appreciate it. They need to be happy before they get the money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? To like be happy with it, like, or you need to, like, I don't know.
No, I get it. Because, like, I mean, like, look at, this is obviously like a pretty high up example, but like if you think of someone like Tyler, who has just always kind of like tried to do the things that he wants to do.
Yeah.
And like he just like blew up doing what he wants, and he feels very like secure and like happy and like level headed. Meanwhile, maybe like someone like, and I don't know, I don't want to throw out names, but like like Travis Scott does not seem like to be on the same level as like zen as Tyler is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Travis is the best example, but you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I don't
like
know if he's the
someone
best example, even though I would like
like
loved for him to be the example. Like I I get what you're saying.
maybe
I think,
even like Kanye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hard to compare apples and oranges, but like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like there's something to be said about like how happy Tyler seems
Yeah.
in some ways. And it's not only Tyler, there's other people that I know.
Yeah,
like,
Gambino I think is like in that Tyler range too, of just, and then there's tons of like smaller indie people that just genuinely do what they want to do
and seem super chill with it.
Yeah.
Like even like and this is not small either, but like Kenny Beats kind of seems chill.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But like even people in my own life where I'm just like, like I have friends who like use like an outsider that doesn't know him might be like, damn, like they don't got shit together, but like they're happier than anyone I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that's successful to me.
Yeah.
Because there's some people who go their whole lives without reaching like a level of like comfort with themselves.
Yeah. You trying to transition in the movie with this talk?
Yeah, and there's something to be said about compromising on your dreams to achieve happiness.
No, I was just joking, but like
I was gonna transition when we were talking about like late 20s.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been good too.
So speaking of the chaos of your late 20s, how about this movie?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, no,
either,
you're good, you're good.
necessarily. I was just wondering if that was that
Yeah,
was in your head at all.
it was.
Okay. Yeah.
Shall we?
Yeah. Might as well. Let's do it.
What do you mean by that?
Give me a fucking break, buddy.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Yeah, I had no idea. I knew you gave me 2 movie choices, so I was like really unsure of like which one it was gonna be. You gotta stop giving me two.
I know.
You gotta just come with the one. Otherwise, I'm gonna be like,
Well,
I'm like waiting until you decide between the two.
originally it was 2 because I didn't know if Fonz was gonna be on, and I
Yeah.
would have picked like 2 different ones depending on which
Well,
one.
you probably
Fonz.
you should have thrown it in the group chat. Hopefully, he isn't mad that like we didn't tell him what movie.
My bad, Fonz.
Sorry, Fonz.
Next week on Fast, you're back.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie we watched this week was Frances Ha.
Yeah. Never heard of this movie at all.
Really?
Yeah.
It popped up on my Netflix feed a few times, and then I finally watched it.
Yeah.
I think this is actually the 3rd time I've seen it.
I thought I like didn't know what to expect from. What was the other one you were thinking about?
Once.
What's that?
That's it won the Oscar for best like soundtrack or best original song. It's like a
year?
no, like 2006. It like had the song "Falling Slowly," da-na. But it's about an Irishman who gets his heart broken, and then he's like busking, and he meets this like Russian girl or like Ukrainian girl, and they like meet and they collab on an album together, and like both deal with their own issues, and then they go their separate ways.
Collab on an album. Crazy.
Yeah, and like that's gonna be probably my next choice when it comes back up. But that also is like an hour and 30 minutes, and like super indie and stuff like that. Even more indie than this was.
I was
Like
about to say, at first I was like, this is the most indie movie watched in a while, but then some of the music started hitting. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, I would definitely be interested on like the music, and like how they got that.
Yeah.
Because they got some Bowie.
Yeah, they got a bunch of songs on this.
But Frances Ha, directed by Noah. I'm gonna say his last name wrong.
Bomb something.
Yeah, and he's directed a bunch of things too. But obviously it was starred and written by Greta.
Greta Gerwig.
And we've done a Greta movie on here before, which is
Lady Bird. We did Lady Bird on here?
Yep.
Yeah, we did.
and the cinematography was by Sam Levy. Interesting.
That's how I said there was a Levy.
Yeah.
There's a Levy on it.
Noah has done Marriage Story, the Meyerowitz stories, Squid and the Whale, While We're Young. I guess he's involved with Barbie and White Noise recently.
Yeah, I wonder what she's gonna do with Barbie now. Not to talk about Barbie, but
Pop
like
off. One of the things that I think is really interesting about Greta and her directing style is that she has the cast dressed as the actors are going to be dressed, which I think provides like a very unique feel for sets. So like when she was doing Little Woman, like they were all dressed in like timepiece era clothing, like even like the crew. And so like Lady Bird, they're all like dressed how the Lady Bird people were dressed. Do you know what I mean? Like makes it like
so
really
Barbie
immersive.
was probably weird.
Barbie was probably wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just neons and like
Yeah.
tons of different colors.
At least when they're in Barbie world, and then whenever they go to the normal world.
Yeah, exactly. Dang, Greta's a lot younger than I thought she was. Not that I thought she was old or anything.
Yeah, that one what one dude in the movie was like, he got like an old face. Or no, the one girl. The one like new girl that Adam Driver brought. The first she's like, yeah, you look like you she's like, you feel much older, but like not actually. She's like, you just look like it.
Yeah. Dude, she's actually in Succession, which is funny.
That girl?
Yeah. But it was crazy seeing Adam Driver in this.
Yeah, I was like, is that Adam Driver? I was like, that looks way too young. This dude looks a lot like Adam Driver though.
Yep. So this movie was 2012, so Greta would have been 28 or like 29 when she made this.
Yeah,
was in
so she
this.
probably wrote it around 27.
Yeah.
That's where her character was at.
Damn. And she's from Sacramento, so Lady Bird now feels like very.
Do you think
personal.
do you think she relates to the Lady Bird and this character? Like, do you think that's kind of
I
her
think so.
vibe is like the kind of like.
Getting really personal.
Yeah, but just, no, not even that, but just like the characters, because they seem kind of similar. You know what I mean? Like I could see Lady Bird being this girl.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
eventually.
Like this is her college, her post college.
Yeah, and like her mom is chilled out and is like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
you
Just more
know.
like a middle-aged, not late middle-aged mom, and just like,
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah, exactly.
Not like
you
I'm
know?
gonna pick a fight with you.
Yeah.
Definitely. So Frances Ha, we'll give a quick. It's just like a girl, her in her late 20s, who does not have her life together, and is like trying to figure it out, but is like also not very focused, or like not very willing to like listen to like maybe the messages life is sending her. But it's presented in a way. It's all shot in black and white, which I really liked.
God, I don't even know how to explain that movie, but that would not be how I would explain it.
This
too.
movie?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how would you explain it?
I don't know. I'm gonna give the real synopsis. I
Let's
guess.
hear it.
But a New York woman apprentices for a dance company and throws herself headlong into her dreams, even as the possibility of realizing them dwindles. And that would be a part of it, you know.
Yeah. I guess it's a big part of it too.
You know, is that that she's a that's what I knew going into it, that she was just a dancer in New York. And to me, that it is just like very indie New York vibes. You know, it's just kind of like
Hipstery.
yeah, it's a very specific story, and to me, it's all about. And the reason I do love this movie, you know, like I'll say it already, like I thought it was really great, because this movie to me is like all about just like bad timing. You know what I mean? Mainly, you know what I mean? In a weird way. And that's also like maybe like a jaded way of looking at it too. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yes, she's very like, she's very, you know, she's very dismissive of a lot of things, but it's like so much shit. It's like, it's everything that happens in this is like also like very just ironic timing of like how it makes it so much worse. And that was like, super relatable to me about just
Like her friend leaving and like having
just,
to move out.
Well, yeah, off the bat, it's like the boyfriend is like, yo, like I want to move in with you. And she's like, yeah, I want to move in with you too. You know, we're supposed to maybe renew our lease in 2 months, so I can't move out until then. And we, you know, and I don't know if she wants to renew it or not. So you know, we'd have to talk about it. And it's like, if you don't want to move in, just say it.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I do. I just gotta, you know.
I feel like that guy was also kind of a dick though.
Yeah,
so.
he was a dick too. But then, you know, yeah, to where it's like things happen for a reason too, everything.
And that's why I think I like this movie too, is because it's like sometimes like the things that seem bad end up being really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she's not able to be a dancer and has trouble like accepting that, but like it leads to her end up like getting into choreography, and like when she does that, like the person that she's been trying to impress the whole movie is finally like, yo, that was really good.
Yeah.
Even though the whole time she was like, you're not going to dance in my company, without saying that to her.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then, of course, you know, like she's very rash, which I appreciate because I can relate to that. But like, you know, like, it just puts her in these moments that are so funny where she's like in Paris and she's like, yo, we're having a party night. Come by. And she's like, I can't. And then,
well, yeah, even that, and then she goes to leave Paris, and the chick she was trying to get a hold of in Paris the whole time was like, "Yo, like I'm sorry, I just got your messages.
Here's a perfect
come
night.
by." Yeah. Also, there's this dude. Like, I think he would be really good for you. Like, this is. And then she's like, "This is perfect timing." I thought that was like, to me, that sealed the deal. That I'm like, this is like, there's so many of these like bad timing moments that like play into like making her just spiral too, you know what I mean, like adding to her spiral, and like I don't know, but it does all like, you know, by the end of the movie, you know, very quickly it gets you know, she gets loony, you know what I mean, like she gets a little, you know, she barely can have conversations like in like society damn near, like
at like the dinner party.
Yeah, you know, it gets real like like rough there up until Paris, and then it's like
sort of snaps her into place.
Yeah.
Well, then she goes back to the dorm.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's where she really starts to humble herself. And then it was like her friend coming, and her friend who, like, you know, I think she even kind of, like, I think she kind of realized it too, but it was like, I think she realizes there was a competitiveness. Like, you know what I mean? I think she had it too, you know what I mean? And I think that was, like, interesting too, of, like, her friend just, like, you know, finally, like, her friend finally showing that, like, the relationship wasn't perfect, but then also, like, kind of, like, being a little bit, like, oh, yeah, we're going to do this, like, and kind of breaking her heart, like, real quickly again like that.
Yeah. Well, and, like, I think in that moment, too, there's a part of Frances that probably knows that, like, that's not.
Yeah.
They're just, like, having fun imagining.
But I think it's, like, also, like, it's like a huge bait for her personality.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it would have been easy for her to fall for that trap a long time ago. You know what I mean? Like,
I think there's an element of Frances that experiences there too when she's re-seeing her friend towards the end. And I've had this moment experience in life where, like, you assume that that person is doing so well and their life is so perfect and like everything's going so smoothly, and so like that starts to make you feel bad about yourself and your situation, all your struggles.
Yeah.
But then like you have a moment where you like finally talk to them or hear from a friend of a friend, and you're like,
Yeah.
actually, like, I don't
Yeah.
know, like they had a miscarriage, like this isn't working out, it's actually really shitty over there, like they're not having much fun, and you're like, damn, okay, like everybody's got their shit, and like,
Yeah, it's weird. I've always thought about it, but it's weird how that can make people feel better. I hate it. I hate how
hate
that
it.
can make me feel better, like knowing, like, okay, like other people, like, you know, and you can say it nicely and say other people are going through it too, but like sometimes I don't know,
I
like,
think it makes people more relatable,
yeah,
and like you're like, oh, I can empathize with this person now.
yeah,
But it shouldn't be that way. You know, like we
Yeah.
shouldn't feel like the guilt or like the
You know-
jealousy of it.
you know, if anything, the best way of putting it kind of breaks a wall in between people. Like there's a wall that you can't really see on the other side, and then
You know
that
what I'm
like,
saying? A screen.
yeah,
The screen's the wall.
yeah,
Um,
the screen's a wall.
yeah, but it's interesting too. The movie does that a bunch because like there's a moment when she's living with the boys, and you know you finally catch on. I don't know, the guy being like, "Oh, I'm gonna write for SNL," and he's like, "Ah, nah, SNL's done with," you know. But like,
He talked about I lived in Paris too, and then
Yeah.
like the one girl was like, "Weren't you like 8 then?" He's like, "Yeah, it's after the bounce era or whatever." You
there's
know?
that moment when she runs into him with that girl,
Yeah.
and she says something along the lines of like, "Oh, Susie's moving away soon," and she just goes, "I don't know you."
Yeah,
But like those two guys being like well off and like getting to exist in New York for like fun and like a hobby, and like her realizing that like they're there for fun and she's not, and she's like having to accept that.
was there ever? Yeah, yeah. Though it was a funny dynamic that they talk about. And I'm like,
Yeah.
this is what you see in New York too. Like, I feel like it captures New York pretty well.
And then at the end, he's still kind of crawling back to her, you know?
Yeah,
it's
that-
like she's even though like his life is better off, she's one up to him because, you know, like she's stayed. I don't
Found
know.
herself more or less.
Yeah, and like pursued herself.
Yeah, that was another good moment that adds to like just kind of seeing people like a little bit, you know, like, oh, you know, like that was good for her to not feel below him anymore or something, like, you know, just that, oh, undateable, you know. And then he was like very awkwardly like, oh no, I was talking about me. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Then he's like, "Are you still undateable?"
yeah, are you undateable?
Which is like one of those like opposite questions. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like instead of saying like, "Are you dateable?" It's like, "Are you undateable?" So then you
Yeah.
have to answer it being like, "Yes, I am undateable." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or instead you want to be like, "No, I'm not gonna go out with you."
Yeah.
You have to say like, "Yes, I won't go out with you."
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very confusing.
Yeah.
And like you can notice her for a second. She's like,
Yeah.
yes, I don't know. She's like kind of confused on it. But I thought that was
That's
a great
funny.
dynamic and a great payoff in that way. And it felt very real to New York and real to like pursuing arts in a way. And I really liked how they showed her trying to like push for her dreams.
But it also
Um,
wasn't about that at all, too. Like, it was so indie that it, like, the dancer thing is almost like,
A sideline.
yeah, it's not really about that at all. Like,
Yeah. It's like more about
that's what
her-
makes the little bit of moments of it kind of cool, too, you know?
Yeah. Like I don't know. One of my favorite moments is when she's at the dinner party and it's after the dinner party and she's like talking about the kind of love she wants. And I'm like, damn, like that's a beautiful description of love. And then she's like, anyways, I need to leave. She just like tips out.
Yeah.
Or that like she's like dissing her friend at the dinner party.
Yeah. I like how they use the time skips in this a lot. I thought that was cool. I feel like movies do that, but don't do it, like,
I feel
as
like-
well as
yeah,
this.
they didn't like make it so linear in a way that it was like day to day. They were just like, here's like a 1 month, like a clip
Yeah.
from this month, and oh, we're like 4 months down the line, and like it leaves your imagination to like wonder what happened between.
Yeah. Some movies either focus on it like so much or so little, you know what I mean? Or like, you know, like Moonlight's a good example of like a perfect, just it's almost like the minimal example of it. You know, like 3 moments, and that's almost like crucial in life as far as like kid, teen, adult, you
Right.
know. But yeah, this was just like this just did it well. I feel like some movies, yeah, they'll either do like, you know, like, and this one was even, you know, like, I mean, I don't know, it kind of gave like a good even amount in all parts, but it kind of like, yeah, just really showed different stages of life in a way, but like all like, you know, all so close to each other where it's not like, you know, you didn't see her be like 40 at the end of it. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
they didn't try to play her out to be like, you know,
Exactly.
they
They
didn't
didn't
try
go
to
too
overdo
far.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't like, and here is her winning a Tony.
But they had enough breaks that feel like, you know, it kind of breaks down life and like, especially in your mid 20s, you know, it's like there are like you know, I feel like a lot more smaller phases than there were like, you know, just high school and then after high school. And then there's like, okay, there's like this little phase in my life, like this job and
Yeah.
you know, and this pursuit and then like
This
this
situation and
failing,
this
and,
struggle.
like, yeah, this relationship and this, you know, like
And like I end up here because I was there.
yeah,
and, like,
this house that I lived in, this
yeah.
apartment, like
And like the slow, I don't know, like, you know, the slow acceptance of like, this is where, not where I'm aiming in life, but like your dreams shift
yeah,
and like become a little different, but
Yeah,
like not
and
in a
you hit
bad
it-
way. And like you start to be like, damn, I missed like that opportunity in some ways. You know what I mean? Like you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll never be Paul McCartney.
There's
You
a
know what I
good
mean?
part of this movie where I'm like, you know, and yeah, like I hate to relate to the movie enough, but I'm like, there's a good part of this movie where it's like, you know, you could tell she doesn't even know what the hell she's doing. You know,
Yeah.
like she's not even like, you know, and she even says that at the dinner party. She's like, I'm a dancer, but I don't do it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that right now.
I
You know,
get
like,
that.
yeah, I'm a musician, but I don't do it.
Right. No, I get that. And like there's this element too where like she finally embraces her style of dance too at the end where she's like
Yeah.
I kind of like things that look like they're mistakes or like
Yeah.
whatever she says that like look like they're
Yeah,
but
that's
on
what makes that
purpose.
dancing at the end really worth it too. You know what I mean? Like the movie not being about dancing, like I like the ending just having like the one like longer like choreographed one makes it kind of
Yeah, and I like that it's like this idea that even though like the one thing didn't work out, it doesn't mean it was all failure. It like led to that.
yeah.
And like sometimes it's like maybe A didn't work out, but B can. Or like maybe A doesn't work out, but you still have all those experiences and that like shaped you to who you are now. And I thought that was really well portrayed.
Yeah.
Because there is like an element of like, I think aging where you're like, wow, I'm not going to be a Wonder Kid. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, I'm never going to be a Paul McCartney. But then you're like, is that such a bad thing? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you like kind of take a look at your own life and you're like, but I got like
Yeah.
good friends. I had people that showed up and supported me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I get to do things that I love to do. And I
Yeah.
think that this movie shows like that feeling of like, I don't know. I feel like in the middle of your 20s, there's like that chaos
Yeah.
in some ways where you're just like that frustration and angst. And it starts to like, sort of like, at least for me, like dissolve a little bit as you get it. And you're just like, damn, I can at least appreciate what I do have.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. It's like also like, I love when he's like, 27 is old. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's not that old.
I
At
know. I
least
was
that's how
waiting
I
for the
feel.
little girl at like the school, like being like, "Aren't you supposed to be in college to do this?" You know, and then she's like, "Well, you know," and she's like, "I'm 27," and
Yeah.
I was waiting for that girl to be like, "Wow."
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
I wasn't here like that long ago.
Yeah.
Like, just like 5 or 6 years.
yeah.
Which is like, so like a 27-year, like just 5 or 6 years is just like 5 or 6 years. But like when you're 20, like 5 or 6 years is like a fourth or more of your life. Like that is a long period of time.
Yeah.
But that was funny when she was, not funny, but like when she was back in the dorms, you were like, oh dang, like she's down in the trenches.
Hey.
I get it.
Hey, you gotta live like this.
No, I know, but not even like, I haven't like just more like in the youth trenches.
Yeah.
Like she's like helping people cry it out and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, getting yelled at for being 10 minutes late to your RA shift.
Yeah.
Telling you can't dance with the dancers because you don't go here.
I remember thinking a few months ago, I'd be like, I would like move somewhere, like, you know, and like do some job, like for like some board and stay, like if it meant like maybe like switching up and being in a different city, you know what I mean? But I'm like, that'd be like weird, you know?
Yeah, I would think, I've thought about that too. And it would be like fun in a lot of ways. But then I was be like, damn, I'm surrounded by these people
When
that,
Kyle got that new house, he was talking about we got an extra room. You know, I was like, let me move in. I like, you know, he's like, we do got an extra room, and then I was like, I'm sure I could find some like factory in fucking Detroit to work at. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure Detroit's got a few factories with some open
Got to.
positions. You know, like, and then I was like, that's not even like, you know, that. But I'm like, that's so crazy to think about too. Of just like that type of moving. You know, like
just popping and going.
yeah. Like it seems like moving should be like this whole like I don't know. You picture it as an artist, like oh I'm gonna move somewhere and like write an album, you know what I mean? And just like I'm gonna have like money saved up or something. It's like it's never gonna work like that. Like
Nah, not unless you get lucky.
yeah,
And even then, you know,
yeah,
get all that money and it doesn't end up with anything.
yeah. That happens a lot too.
But it would be cool to move. You know what I'm saying, like that. And I did appreciate that Frances got like. I think that was what she needed in a lot of ways. Was like time away from the city and like time to be on her own.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think one of my favorite moments, and we got to watch together, is like her friend is at that auction thing that she's like serving at the college, and she's like pouring the wine like low, hidden, like eavesdropping on it, and she's like, "You got engaged?"
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that was a great payoff scene. Like one of the better jokes.
Yeah. Leading into them finally like talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, good movie. Good movie pick, Stevie. What do you rate it?
It's hard. I think it's a 9. I think it's a 9 for me.
It's a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it might be a 9 for me too as well. Like you know.
Like music on point.
Yeah.
The cinematography is great.
I mean, yeah, I'll give it a 9 because I do think that like, I think that there's so much, you know, there's so much greatness like within this script and within the delivery, within the acting and all that. But I do think there are like some moments that are just like, you know, a little bit under delivered in a sense, and a little bit like, you know, like I love the awkwardness of this movie, but I do think there are some moments that are like. That just don't work awkwardly.
Things don't get so established, and I think sometimes that doesn't. It's like sometimes like the roommates, like that she passes by, like that works. But like sometimes like you're not really sure how her parents and her get along.
Yeah,
like that kind of vibe, and like there could be more diving in and on like firming that up.
But there also is like I love like the dinner party scene. I think is really dope for like the way they kind of use like the way they intro that scene of just kind of like. The casual talk into her talking. I'm like, that's kind of genius, the way they kind of like have used like just very natural conversations in the background and the way they kind of like cut her off with other conversations and then like she makes it so awkward and then they kind of like so like you know the way they kind of have to like bring up and like start their own new conversations. I'm like that's very brilliant the way they do that, but not every moment has like all that going on to add to the awkwardness.
That felt like a real conversation that like you were like stumbling into.
Yeah.
I also love at the end of that where she's like about to leave. She's like, you know, I am gonna be in Paris this weekend. They're like, do you?
I know. I was like, I guess so. I got lost, you know, just being like, because I was like kind of half picking up my room a little bit, you know, but I'd be like, you know, like that moment when specifically was like. Wait, why is she? Like, what is going on? Like, you know, like, is she going to Paris? I'm like, oh, wait, she is in Paris. Like, I'm like, what's real? Like, I didn't know what was real with her all the time. I was like, does she have some, like, what is this meeting? Is this in Paris? Like, what like, and then I was like, no, it's not in Paris. Like, that's why she would only be there for 2 days. Like, I was just confused. Like,
dude, it killed me. It killed me when she sleeps and then, like, sleeps until 4. And you know that she only has 2 days there. Like, that, I have nightmares like that. Where, like... I'm like on a trip and like I accidentally let like most of the trip go to waste. But then too, she gets back and the boss is like, "Oh, I
was gonna cancel
this meeting this morning." You're like,
had a scratchy throat, like.
And it's like she could have just. It like the shittiest part is like, she had a room there, and so like the main expense that she's paying for is the flight.
Yeah.
And like, the flight would have cost the same if it would have been. Like a week or 2 longer or a week later. And so like I don't know, it's like that gut wrench that's like she accidentally just like could have had 2 weeks in Europe.
Yeah.
With like a free room and board.
Yeah.
and just like
And maybe met her husband.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like what you were saying. Like now that's kind of blowing my mind. So much of this is like mistiming.
Oh yeah, there's so much of it too. Like, I wonder. I even wonder about like I feel like there was something with the Adam Driver character because he also like just the way he was like constantly with different women and he would do the like you want to see my room, like he did the same thing he did to her that on their little like date type thing for I don't even know if it was a friend date or if they.
He goes, "Did you go to Switzerland?" She goes, "What? No, I just went to the ATM."
Yeah.
But yeah. And like
But-
to see like him put the moves on multiple people.
Yeah, but it was like the same exact thing he did to her, you know what I mean? And then she just kind of like ended up just flashing to her living there. I'm like, I feel like that was like subtly like showing like, oh, that was another just bad timing. And now she actually, I think maybe kind of liked the dude or like had a chance of liking him. And then like now she just lives with him and watches him do the same shit.
Over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
and she has to just live with that too, you know what I mean? And then meanwhile the Benji dude is like also, the Adam Driver character was like, "Oh yeah," like he said to Benji, like, "Oh, I think you guys would get married." Like, and then there was
They have
the
that
weird-
like run in later on after the dinner party, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, you have a beard now, like you look so much older."
yeah,
But she's with that girl,
yeah,
and that girl was cracking me up, man. We're going to a house party. That's the theme.
Yeah.
It's actually in an apartment. And like one thing that I really loved, not to bring it back to the movie, but I just loved how it portrayed New York.
Yeah.
It made me like some movies I'll like see that are set in New York, and I'm like, man, live in New York looks sick, and this is one of those movies.
Well, I don't know. This movie. I feel like this movie portrays New York in the same way a lot of them do. But it also just makes New York like look so like
Regular,
no, like
magical.
no, like you almost have to be like delusional. Like everyone's like a little bit crazy. Like even like the people that have their shit together are like their own set, like their own like
Yeah,
kind of lifestyle. That's like okay, I don't really like the like, you know what I mean? The like I don't know. Like New York is its own lifestyle of like
I mean, like it seems like they're always on the go.
yeah.
Like there's no chilling. Like if
Yeah.
you're chilling, like you're chilling in a tiny apartment.
Yeah, that's what seems weird to me. It seems like you can't really just like. It seems like home isn't the same in New York
No,
like it is out here.
No, there's no yard.
Yeah, all that stuff kind of, and I've lived in apartments. I know all that, like, I don't know, even just like apartment buildings that like really don't have a yard. I mean, they kind of do, but like,
No, I know what you mean.
but
Like
yeah,
the
I mean, it's
Maplewood
nothing
spot.
like New York. But in New York, you go to like Brooklyn and stuff, and some of those apartment buildings can be a lot smaller feeling than like, some of them. But
yeah, and it feels like a lot of being in New York is like doing whatever you can to live in New York,
yeah,
and like that sounds so stressful.
yeah, it's its own lifestyle. But
New
I love
York
New York. It's
lifestyle.
my favorite city too.
Yeah, I mean, like it's been great every time I've been there. I haven't gotten to go there like for long periods, but I've done a lot of the touristy stuff there.
I got to do a week there.
Nice,
Just
Good
doing
week?
nothing. Yeah, me and Lewis went for a week.
that's sick.
It's like the year I was like making all money in photography, and
I
he
think I
just-
remember some pictures from that trip.
Yeah, that was a good trip.
You like it more than San Francisco?
No, those are my two favorite cities. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really obsessed with. I saw a baby seal the other day,
Yeah.
and I've probably seen a baby seal before, but I feel like I never really actually like. Now that I have a dog, I'm like, wow.
You get the cuteness factor.
Yeah, but no, but they're dogs.
Yeah.
Like seals are legit dogs. Like that's like a little banana. Like
What's the tinier version of a seal? Otter.
otter.
Sorry,
yeah.
Sorry, that was random.
But those are more rodent-y.
yeah,
like
definitely. I
seals-
mean, they're definitely more like a squirrel.
Yeah, seals are like, they're legit dogs.
Sea dogs.
Yeah, they just have flippers.
Yeah.
They're dogs with like that's crazy to think about. And then like the baby ones are like full. I mean the other ones are like fur too, but like they don't get dry that often.
Yeah. They're just little wet dogs that
Yeah,
enjoy
they're
being
just
wet.
permanent wet dogs that makes them look slimy a little bit. That makes it
Yeah.
kind
You
of
could
like,
even train them to do tricks.
yeah. But also I realized, you can have a pet seal. I mean, it costs a lot, and you gotta have a crazy setup for it, like a crazy habitat.
Yeah.
And like, seals get up to like 800 pounds, so they gotta eat like 8% of their weight, which is like 40 pounds of fucking fish a day.
How are you starting to get serious about getting a seal?
No, but it was just like one of those things of like okay, if I get rich enough, I could get the house in San Francisco by the beach, which would already be insane. You know how rich you'd have to be to get a fucking I think buying houses.
I was gonna say, you don't have to how rich you have to be just to buy a
yeah,
house
like just
in San Francisco.
Yeah, like they don't even like allow new residents into their city anymore. Like they have like a cap. Like people have to leave for them to like let new people in.
Yep.
Like it's like crazy and like, but yeah, but that'd be like crazy dream of like the San Francisco, because I know seals are in San Francisco, so I figured the water's cold enough there. You got the habitat right there.
Yeah, you could have it set up so that they just come to you.
Exactly. But you make the natural beach. Now I'm talking about rescuing only seals that don't have families.
That's lit.
Just the baby ones that don't have families, and then those go back to the natural habitat, and they just live and they grow up as friendly.
You're like the
dogs.
opposite of what's his name, the villain of Guardians 3. You're like the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to capture and change them, you just rescue and let them be as they are.
Yeah.
Scary villain though.
Yeah, he did it.
Good performance.
Pete Davidson was one of his henchmen.
Yep. It's so funny. It was funny that Sylvester Stallone and like Pete switched roles kind of. Sylvester was the voice of the one guy, the shark in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And now Pete Davidson was a voice in it, but Sylvester Stallone was actually in it.
Yeah.
I love that he brings so many people with him.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. You know who is the voice of Cosmo?
No, I think I do know this. Who is it?
Her name is like Maria Baklava, I think.
Yes.
You know who that is?
No.
She's in something that we've seen in theaters.
What?
Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. She's the
Oh,
girlfriend that got brought along.
I did look up this. And okay, yes.
Yeah, I'm like, holy shit. I like wanted to know her voice. I'm like, I know this voice.
Good voice.
Yeah.
Good. I love Cosmo so much in this.
Yeah. And I think she's been in all the Guardians. Like, I think.
Just the other one. I think Cosmo's dressed in the Christmas special.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think Cosmo's in
2?
Guardians too.
Maybe.
Maybe even 1, just in that dude's lair, or like, but maybe not. Maybe didn't speak.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was been funny to see James get so much slack for having like reoccurring actors and actresses, when like Wes Anderson and like Christopher Nolan do it constantly.
Yeah.
And I mean, not only them, like a ton of people.
I love that he shot his wife in this movie.
Yeah, I do too. And that scene was so funny. Her reaction.
Yeah.
And like everybody else in there was so shocked.
Yeah. That's because no one was expecting it too. Like that's what makes that part so funny. Like that's comedy that like Marvel would not put in their movie.
I also love that that's like Gamora's go-to. Like the whole movie is like, we have a situation. I'm getting a hostage. Like when she grabs the little pet.
Yeah.
Let's be rash.
Yeah.
I think my favorite joke is like, it's a trap. And he's like, it's not a trap. If you know it's a trap, then it's a face-off. And like, every time he said it, I was like, what is he talking about? And then he's like, it's a face-off. And like, they pull out all the guns.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
Like, they're ready for it.
It makes him handing Groot those guns too. Like that was so confusing to me too. Like, I'm like, why is Groot just carrying all these little pistols? Like,
Okay. You're right. It makes a cameo in 2.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it might have been at like a poker table or some shit with Howard the Duck.
In 2?
Yeah, or something. I don't know. Maybe I was wrong, but Howard was in all 3 of them.
Okay, he's in the credits of the... Okay. Cosmo is in the Collector's Museum in the first one.
Yeah.
And he grabs
That's
a
what I thought.
rocket. And then in the second one, it's in the credits dancing to the music.
Yeah.
And then it's in the holiday special. And then in...
Shout out Cosmo.
Shout out Cosmo. Great character. And I loved that James... I liked that he did the gender swap. I think it worked.
What, Cosmo being a girl?
Yeah. Because the original dog that it's
Yeah.
based on was a girl dog. But,
Really?
like in the comic books, in the Marvel comics, they switched it.
Mm.
So that's what he was honoring.
In the video game, it's a guy too with like the Russian accent.
Yeah.
Like, and no matter what, the Russian accent is needed. Like,
it is. It's so funny. I am a good dog. Take it back.
yeah.
That part was killing me. Good movie. Good ending. It was kind of like a good conclusion for me for MCU for a while.
Yeah.
I'll be back. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll see the Marvels in theaters. We'll see.
I'll see the Marvels in theaters. I'll go see whatever in theaters. But I'm not gonna be like excited, which might make them better. You know.
Maybe.
They just put out
room to be surprised.
Yeah, they just put out Low Key season 2. Date is like October.
Damn, I did see that. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and Echo.
You speaking of franchise, you want to hear my new favorite franchise theory?
What's up?
Fast 10 is just going to become the new Fast and the Furious series. They're just going to keep making Fast 10s. They're going to make 7 of them.
No, it's gonna be part 3, but then they're gonna.
They're going to make a Fast 10 part 4, a Fast 10 part 5.
They're gonna announce at the end of part, or like right before part 3 comes out. They're like, "This is the end of phase 1."
wait. And next is Furious part 1.
Yeah. They're
Furious
gonna
10.
start phase 2, and they're gonna
I just thought that was the funniest shit when they're like, actually, guys, there's going to be 3 parts to this.
They're just gonna hire kids, but they're gonna keep all the old guys just raising like the kids. You know what I mean? Like, you know, or like training them.
It's like the whole story starts over again, but it's 2 different people. And at the end of the episode, like the end credits is like Vin, like like walks up and he's like, "So I heard you got a fast car."
Yeah.
it's like I'm building a team, a team of
He walks
drivers.
up to like the new 2, like the new Paul and Vin, and is like, "Guys look like a bunch of stray dogs. Think you need some family."
Yeah. Oh, he's like the new Nick Fury.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
know what I'm saying?
shit.
Building his fast team.
Holy shit. Yeah, they start doing the like individual spin-offs of just like these little driver. That'd be kind of dope.
That'd be kind of cool. It was really disorienting when I saw Guardians again last night, and there was 3 car movies right in a row. It was like Fast and the Furious, and then it was like Gran Turismo, and then it was Transformers. It was back to back like car themed movies,
Yeah.
and part of me was just surprised.
I'm
It
not
felt
gonna
off.
lie. I'm not really excited for Fast 10.
That's fair. I'm feeling middle excited. If Rob was here, I'd be pumped. I like his energy would give me energy for it.
Maybe, yeah.
And like maybe it comes out and it's like it gets like a 90 on Rotten Tomatoes, and then I'm like, whoa. There's a lot of
What if that comes out and it's like, yo, wait, Fast 10 is like really fucking good. Like,
The one thing that is surprising to me is that I feel like not enough people have given Fast and the Furious the credit they deserve for the movies they are. I think a lot of people write them off. I was one of them. I'll admit it. Rob converted me. You converted me even further. And like there is something about them that's nice. And there is something about them that makes me want to be like a lover of them instead of a hater. But a lot of people I realize just do not like these movies.
but also they do get a lot of credit.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, they get a lot of money.
Yeah, they do sell. They do get a lot of credit. They do. I don't think they don't get the credit they deserve.
I think I'm just saying like that people like
They're
a certain-
polarizing.
A certain type of movie lover does not give them the credit they deserve.
But
I
wait,
think.
did you see the tweet that was like, what's the moment you knew the Fast and the Furious franchise like was like losing its fucking mind?
Yeah, the way it was,
And the amount of different clips that were pulled up was hilarious. There was one, and I'm like, I don't even remember any of these clips. That's like how weird the Fast and the Furious franchise is to me too. But one of them is like Vin Diesel standing on a car driving, and another car is like flipping at him, and he like blocks it.
his hand.
Like he blocks it, and then it like stops it. You know?
With his hand.
Yeah. Like he's just like, and he disappears, but the car like stops spinning and like flipping, and then it like falls over.
There's one that like The Rock is watching the news in the hospital bed, and he's like, "That won't do," and he just like squeezes his arm, and the cast busts off, and it's like, "Didn't you just get that put on?"
That one was great. That was great. There was like at least 3 other ones that were
I mean, like
what
even in the trailer, like the bomb going off in the middle of
Yeah.
the city, and Jason Momoa just being like, bomb air, like just being
Yeah.
blowing in the wind,
The
or
one-
like, or he like connects the car
to the
the
on the Grand
helicopter.
Canyon.
Oh,
Wait.
I was gonna say on the when he's
The Grand
driving
Canyon one
down.
where Vin Diesel literally like hits a fucking wooden post with a rope on it, and then his car spins over the ocean, and then 90-degree turns back to the other, and then hops a whole canyon hop. Like,
Damn, I mean, like that's what Fast and the Furious is all about.
I know.
But like also that's why sometimes the OG ones feel so much better. Is like
Yeah.
the stakes feel higher.
Well, all right. That's
With,
the
like-
only thing.
Like the scale is smaller, but like the emotional stakes feel higher.
Yeah, and it's about racing. For
Yeah.
sure about racing. That's what makes those two really cool. Like
Even Tokyo Drift,
yeah.
yeah. But at some point, it's like about heisting. It becomes a heist movie.
Well, it always was the little bit of like Paul Walker was like the agent, you know, and then he
they're like
becomes
stealing
like
cars.
then he
and
becomes
stuff.
the bad boy in the second one. You know, he's not against it, and then the third one they like really owe him.
What's his line that he says? Like, nah, cuz.
Yeah,
Something like that.
He says, I mean, he says "cuz" a lot in that movie.
Do you think he's gonna be back?
Yeah,
I think it's gonna catch the internet by surprise.
It may not be part 1, but he'll be back.
I think like the people. So like we know about it.
That'll
'cause,
be
like,
the end of part 1. No. That's the post credit.
him.
He's the post credit or the ending. Like,
The end is just Jason Momoa has him like as a hostage. I don't know. I think the funny thing is gonna be so like Fast fans.
are they gonna kill Paul Walker again?
I have no idea. They might. It's surprising they didn't do it right off the bat, to be honest.
If you kill someone after they're already dead in real life, that's crazy.
Well, I mean, it would have been one thing if you would have honored Paul Walker as passing and get like the characters to have them mourning him.
Yeah, but like,
Like-
10 years ago.
Like 4 movies ago, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But I mean, like, I was having to explain to people that, I think people that aren't fast, like in the fast loop, don't know that Vin has discussed doing an AI CGI version of him. So it's a very real thing that might happen. I think that might like
no, it's happening.
go viral when it like leaks, like someone posted on TikTok. And then 2, I don't think that a lot of people realize that his character in the movie series is still not dead. Like I was having to explain to somebody the other night that like at the end of Fast 9, they're like, no, he's coming.
And he pulls
And
in.
he pulls in and then the movie ends.
Yeah, his car pulls in.
Oh, not even post credits, still the regular movie.
Yeah.
Apparently The Rock is in this one, right?
Yeah, well, no.
Allegedly. Did you not see me? I put that in one of the group chats.
Oh.
But I don't know if that's real or not.
I could see him being in part 2.
And that's why I think there's going to be a part 3.
No, they just confirmed there's going to be a part 3.
No, but I think that's why they're like,
Oh.
they're like, bet. Like he's like, I'll do it, but as long as you make a third one, and I get to be like a key figure in the next one,
Yeah.
something like that. See, Bob's will return.
Dang.
So that makes me wonder if that's why. But that's like has to do with anything.
Wait.
They like negotiated another movie.
No. They can't. Well, they can, and like that's cool and all, but they went through all that for them to just silently have The Rock. Like he's already filmed it. That went past us. Like the Vin Diesel Rock beef was epic.
It was. But you know what? You know what my theory is now.
Shazam or
Yeah, exactly.
Black Adam tanked and.
DC didn't work out, so he's calling back to the Fast franchise.
But he would that's too soon for him to just hop in and film for Fast.
That's
10.
what I'm saying. I think maybe he just did like an ending scene, and it was like, let's make the next movie about have him involved, like majorly, and then we can end with what you guys want to do. But I'll be tied into all of it now. And they're like, okay, bet we'll make it 3.
Nah, I think
We'll see.
you think he knew Black Adam was gonna tank before.
No, but I think that like they didn't reveal that they're coming out with the third. Until
Nah,
recently.
they knew Black Adam was gonna tank. He
Maybe.
knew he was in hot water.
I mean, I think after week 1 of Black Adam tanking, he.
I think he knew before.
Maybe.
I think he took that fast deal secretly on the side and knew before.
I think it could have happened in the middle of.
I think he had a feeling Black Adam may not do as well.
I mean, Black Adam's been out for a minute. He definitely could have in the last 6 months taken that, like, post it coming out, and like instantly being like, "Yo, we still got love for you, fam."
I mean, yeah, if it's 6 months ago, they could have easily
Diesel
done.
goes-
They could have easily done reshoots 4 months ago.
Vin Diesel texts him, "Yo, bro, I just watched Black Adam. Shit was gas. You're the legend. You're the GOAT. Love you, bro. Fam, always." And Dwayne's like, "Damn, they still got love for me over there. They know who I am."
Bro, if Vin Diesel, that would be hilarious. That's so funny. Vin Diesel's like, yo, that shit was great, bro. Like,
bring that energy over to the fast again. Oh, but who knows? Who
you
knows?
miss that energy over here, King.
Yeah. Oh, I would. There's a few people who I would love to like ask what they think of other people, and I would love to know what James Gunn thinks of Vin Diesel. Not Vin Diesel.
The Rock.
The Rock, because obviously James Gunn loves Vin Diesel.
If we got James Gunn on here, would you ask him that?
No.
Wait. So you might have mentioned this to me, but how come I never put it in my head that James Gunn came and talked to your class?
It wasn't even like my class specifically. It was like we had like a option to take film classes, and like that teacher was like, "Hey, one of our alumni is coming," and like we watched one of his movies in the film class, Slither. And he's like, he's gonna talk to people after school.
That's my next pick.
Slither.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, it's a wild one.
that's my next pick.
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Elizabeth Banks is in it too.
Yeah.
Is Judy Greer in this one too? Because she was in one and she plays War Pig in Guardians.
I'm pretty sure she is.
You know War Pig?
Yeah.
She's the voice of War Pig.
Isn't she also the voice of? Is she the voice of Lila? Who am I thinking? Of?
No, someone is. That's the girl from Freaks and Geeks.
Michael Rooker's also in this one.
Yeah.
Um.
The Lisa girl from Freaks and Geeks is the voice of Lila.
Yes. What's her actress's name? I can't remember what her
Lisa
actress.
something. I don't know. Canapelli or whatever.
That's right. That's
Or
right.
Linda I don't know.
I can't. I don't think Judy Greer is in this one. But
Okay,
Michael Rooker is.
She was in one of James Gunn's older movies.
Might be Super. But anyway, so it was. I was a junior, and like our friend of the show, Kevin, was there too. And the way we both remember this is like it just happened to be the day that this kid was carrying around a life-size cutout of Emma Watson, and so he had that in the classroom with us. James also had like his girlfriend at the time with her, who was like someone who could like fit inside a box, like a tiny box. That was like her ordeal. But like I don't know, he just came and talked for like a little bit, and like. It was that summer afterwards, there was like a news article came out as like James Gunn to direct a Marvel movie. And it was like, whoa, okay.
Dang.
And so then it was like, James Gunn's a Marvel director.
So you watched him speak?
Yeah.
What was it like? What did he talk about? Do you remember what it was like?
I don't remember all of the specifics. I just remember we asked him a bunch of questions. And it was also just like, I don't know, imagine like a room of like immature high schoolers trying to talk to a guy. But I just remember being like, whoa, this is crazy. Like... I don't know. It just made everything seem real, in a way.
So do you ever listen to like his interviews or anything? Because I feel like I listen to a lot of James Gunn interviews where I feel like I know his antics to where like, you know, I don't know. I just feel like, especially watching interviews now, I'd be like, wow, that was the same guy. Like,
I think he felt like that, but like a little bit more immature. But I guess maybe the word unsure would be a good word.
Yeah.
Like not certain that like.
Yeah.
You know, like, because now when you talk to him, like, his career is very established.
Yeah.
I think there was, like, an element of, like, any of this, like, this could be all I've done, and this is all I do, in a way. Although at that point he had done Scooby-Doo, and I didn't realize that until years later.
He still kind of keeps that mentality a little bit, too, which is kind of nice, too. Like,
yeah. He definitely does not work like somebody who is the head of a company.
Yeah.
He works as like he seems like he puts the energy into somebody who's like trying to work on their first project to break through.
Yeah. Yeah, and he just genuinely talks about like how he's just still learning and like excited to apply that to new shit.
Yeah.
And like that's cool, you know. Just
Oh
to,
man,
like,
did you see that Martin Scorsese quote this week?
what?
It was like he's like, I'm reaching this old age and I'm only now beginning to see what you could do with cinema. And it's like, damn, that's like heartbreaking. Like in a way. But also kind of beautiful too, where it's like you spent a lifetime doing something and it's like, damn, you realize how much further you could even take it.
Yeah, he could have done a superhero movie.
Oh, damn. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Oh man.
But yeah,
Are you excited for his new movie though?
I am. Flower Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Gotta go support Ellie.
I'm pumped.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long one to sit through. Hopefully, I'll just watch it at home, but
Yeah.
which is a shame. I would ask James if he ever thinks about people watching things on smaller screens when he's filming now. Because it does feel like sometimes when I'm at the movies that things are a little bit, depending on the movie, like a lot of close-ups. And some close-ups can look sick, but then sometimes I'm like, are you as like prepping for it to be like on like a TV or like a phone or like a computer screen? So
Yeah,
I
I
hope
don't
the
know.
answer is no. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I feel like the reality is yes, though.
Yeah, I mean like, yeah.
The reality is yes. Like the movies are gonna long exist on a phone and a screen more than like.
Well, because I'll put it this way, in terms of like music, it's like when I do a mix, I am listening to it on the iPhone, on an AirPod, and
Yeah.
like a speaker.
Yeah, headphones are more important to me than.
Right, like it's like I can almost tell if it's a better mix on a certain thing, like
Yeah.
shittier speakers. So it would make sense if like they're like checking to make sure it like translates well to all of them. But it feels weird in a way too,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he also kind of, I think, wants to avoid CGI as much as possible, even though he makes Marvel movies and superhero movies. Like,
Or even if that's just like a note that like a studio would give to him. It's like, hey, just remember you need to like keep this amount of close-up shots now because like it's probably gonna see mostly by people on a.
yeah.
I don't know. I think one thing I'm very excited about with him.
Well, I don't know. Like, he might, he directs a lot of things, but he's not he's not the editor.
Right. Well,
You
I
know,
mean,
and
like
he approves.
He probably sits in on the editing room.
Yeah, but he approves things, but also it's like that's where it is like where like.
And I think he storyboards a lot of it.
Yeah, I know, but you still like just shoot a bunch of it. You know, like.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah, you still really don't know to where it's like you shoot the close up and the wide shot. And hearing people talk about it, it's like there is like a big problem with wide shots. Like wide shots are way harder to nail and like and conveying emotion, you know what I mean? Like it is harder to pull off in wide shots and a lot of things like, they got to do differently. Like motion is just like has to be way bigger that way, and sometimes it just doesn't work like the way they want it to. I hear people talking about wishing the wide shot would have worked so much.
I think that's also a part of the reason I think Wes Anderson is such a master. And like people don't know how to articulate it a lot, but like Wes Anderson is able to do shots that are like full rooms at times and like have that emotional intensity because of like the world building it does.
Yeah.
But like also, he goes crazy. And
you know what I think that is, too? And this is something I feel like when I first got my camera, I only had a cheap little $100 50mm lens.
Uh-huh.
And I remember wanting to do wide, full-body shots. So I had to back the fuck up with that lens. And if you do that with an 85 as well, which is like an up-close portrait lens, but if you can get a full body with the 85, it looks cool. It looks clean. If you do a wide full body where you got space between the feet and the ground and, the feet and the bottom of the foot and, but you're far back there. So I think Wes Anderson is shooting like primarily higher lenses. Like, I don't think he's going like under 35, he's not doing wide shots, but he'll do wide shots still.
Yes. And I think for me, I just appreciate Wes's balance of like when he decides to use a close-up.
He probably goes under 35. I'm tripping, but
but I know what you mean though.
Yeah.
And I think he just uses close-up so rarely, or like when he does, it's been like so earned. Whereas like sometimes I'm watching like Beef, for example, and I'm just noticing a lot of like they feel just like really lazy, or just like headshot.
Okay, Wes Anderson almost, and a lot of people that do it more stylized almost do it way more up close. You know what I mean? There is like that, like
yeah. But like,
it's just like the portrait shot. That's like slightly shoulders and then a little space above the head and like.
but it feels spaced out enough with like those wider shots and room shots that like when it does happen, it feels
Yeah.
like more earned.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like, you're like okay with it.
But being consistently just like portrait shots all the time, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, I'm pumped to see. I thought it was a great conclusion for James in the MCU. I really am pumped to see what he does with like a major IP.
Yeah, this is gonna be big. This is gonna be like Superman is gonna be really big for him and DC and what. I mean, it's everything, you know.
It's
I mean, I
definitely
know
probably gonna
Flash
be
is
like one of
coming up.
his biggest.
Yeah, but it sounds like he's done writing it. Crypto is confirmed to be in it. Do you see that?
Yeah.
That's dope. You think Jacob Elordi's gonna be it? I can't picture James and him clicking.
No, I couldn't picture it either. You know who I would secretly like and be okay with, but I don't think people would be?
Who?
Is what's his name who played Warlock?
Adam Warlock?
Yeah.
Will Poulter?
Yeah.
No, actually, he would be really great.
He'd be really
That'd
good
be
one.
really great.
Especially like imagine his blonde hair just dyed black.
That'd be really great.
I think he'd be good. Cuz he's funny,
Yeah.
and also stoic.
Yeah.
But the one thing
Yeah,
that's
he
like,
would look a lot different. He doesn't look like Superman, so I could see people being upset. But he could play it.
yeah. The one thing I always think about with like
And James even talked about like, sorry to cut you off.
Oh, go for it.
But he talked about the importance of Superman as like this kind of like the joy he has by doing good things and this kind of like happy, charismatic kind of person. And so like you could tell that quality is real important to him in this character. And like,
yeah. And like that's something that I think that was missing with Henry Cavill's.
yeah, he was
He
kind of robotic.
stoic and like
Yeah.
statuesque.
Yeah.
Even though he was great, and that's the one thing I think with Superman and Batman, it's kind of hard to really fuck up the casting. So I'm not too worried about that. But not to transition so abruptly. But speaking of sequels and not fucking up the bag,
Not fucking up the bag.
That
yeah,
new
they sold
Zelda.
10 million already.
I know more than some
Brett-
other game. Just physical.
Breath, I think, has only sold 15.
Yeah, and
Like,
that wasn't even counting all the digitals yet. For the early.
I
numbers
bought it
was boxed.
digitally.
I bought it digitally. Like, Kevin bought it digitally.
Yeah, we're 3-0 for digitals right now.
Like, I'm the number on this game is gonna be crazy. And I
Damn,
really,
you'd think they'd have the digital numbers before, like, getting all the store numbers. You know, like...
yeah. But it's been really incredible so far. I think the one thing that I'll take away is that
We're talking about The Legend of Zelda.
Oh, yes. Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the
Yeah.
Kingdom. We've been crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the one thing that
Donkey tears.
when Breath of the Wild came out, everyone was like, "This is one of the best video games of all time.
Yeah.
Like, this is a classic, like, amazing video game." And I feel like this video game makes Breath of the Wild seem like a tech demo.
Yeah,
like, in
and
a lot of
and
ways.
that's the funny thing is that everyone will say that this blows Breath out of the water.
Yeah.
And yeah, and but nobody is saying this is the greatest video game in the world right now.
Well, I mean, for me, it's like it's up there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't have the same effect in some ways because
Yeah,
Breath's
because-
already happened. But this is definitely a more realized version of
And
Breath.
that's where my conversation from earlier that you said save for the pod comes in.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to bring it to.
Is that this adds to Breath so well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is like Breath is required. Like Fonz was even talking about it. I'm like, dude, I think you should really enjoy Breath of the Wild before this. Like it'd be kind of
Well, there'd be no going back.
yeah, yeah.
Like
Specifically, it's not even like, oh, I can like you can't go back, and it'd be worth it, but
yeah, but then it's all of a sudden it's like, wait, like how do I make that weapon?
yeah.
But wait, how do I get up that thing? I'm supposed to be able to go right through the ceiling.
Yeah, there's something it would be hard. But
I can't grab that tree.
But that's why I really do like, and it'd be so weird and the world would not accept it, but like I just would I would pay $60 for like someone to like make a sequel to a game and just have it as DLC.
Yeah, or like imagine this, ready? Like Pokemon. But then you pay like $60 and just opens up the next island.
Yeah, like
But you have all your teams still?
or yeah, imagine that with their remakes they do every time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like if Sword just also like had like the Diamond, or you know what I mean, if Diamond was the one, those were so far apart. I don't know if you put those together
Yeah.
necessarily, but
And they kind of do it a little bit, but not fully. Where
But if
like you
this-
can get the
it-
horses and stuff like that back.
yeah. See, that was cool. That one little touch is very cool, and like that's why I think, and especially you starting out with 20 hearts, I'm like, it would have been cool if you just literally start out like with your save file, even with your items, and you lose it all, or like
Yeah.
even
Or
if
like
you
your wardrobe, what you were wearing.
Yeah, just your wardrobe, your heart level, you know what I mean? Whatever, you lose. You don't even have to have your items. Because I could picture just being like, oh, it's 5 years from now. Of course, you don't have the same fucking, arrows you had or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't. I think it would have been so cool for this to just be like a real continuation. I see how this started as DLC, and this basically just like adds everybody's dream scenario into Breath. And like,
And leaves so much room for like player interpretation.
yeah,
Like I'm sure that people are doing things right now that they didn't even think that would happen. There's this funny part in Mythic Quest where it's like I forgot what there's like an acronym they use, but it's like it's used to define how long it takes for a character to use a new item to make a penis with it in like their game. And then like somebody was like using that with like
you saw that big ass statue.
yeah, well no, and just like people grabbing like 2 rocks and a log and like
Yeah.
using that to kill people with.
Did you see that one meme though of the big ass, like someone made the huge ass like wooden tower dude with the penis?
Yes. Yes. Or like people going in through like statues underneath.
Yeah.
That's a cool side story to hear that like the sealing tool was originally just a dev tool because they were like, oh, I need to get out of these caves quicker, and they're like, what if we just gave it to them?
Yeah.
And that's fun to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's like what development is in a game too. Like like
Yeah, but like in some ways, like some of them could have been game breaking dev tools. You know what I mean? Like the ability to meld things together and fuse things. It's like you sort of have to like anticipate all the possibilities in a way that like it's gonna like break the game.
yeah. But I mean, that's what's crazy. But that's what also makes this like really dope is that the people that know Breath of the Wild so well, that really broke that game.
Yeah.
Because that game, it was cool to watch people do like certain shit in that game. Just like people doing Breath of the Wild trick shots. I wonder about that. Like now, people probably like fucking figuring out how to snipe Lionels.
You like use the one time thing to like, and you hit the
Yeah.
thing a bunch of times and you launch it.
Well, a lot of that stuff. I mean, that being gone, like the runes and stuff. But like even a lot of like the glitches people did like are like not not the same in this. You
Yeah.
know, but yeah, it's just I don't know. It's interesting. I would have liked to see it be like I think it would be cool if someone could like continue a game though and like
Yeah. Let you keep going with that character.
yeah, I feel like that's something that's like as someone who plays a lot of games, like people spend so much time on their characters. So like it feels sad to like be done with the game for that and know that like
That era's over.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like it's so hard to get rid of it. When me and Peyton did the Switch swapping,
Uh-huh.
I told her to delete my island because I knew that like the way it used to work is like I had a cloud backup of my island and I knew I'd be able to just like access my cloud backup. It doesn't work like that anymore because they fucking figured out you could dupe items like crazy that way.
So you accidentally deleted your
Yeah, my whole island's gone. And I like wanted to start a new one and I like planned to do that. But like I also like when she started I was like, yo, I want to be able to hook you up with all this shit. I got a whole island full of shit. And I was like, I can't get to it. I'm like, damn. And then like that was heartbreaking on its own, just like losing it too. But it's like it'd just be sick for people to like continue on shit. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's sometimes like I guess like
And
where I start to get like the appeal of like Pokemon Go or something like that. Where like it is like a continue, you know what I mean? Or like RuneScape or like World of Warcraft.
yeah.
But like I wish that they took that element and like
Yeah.
brought it on things because like with Pokemon, like you have the Pokemon Bank or like the system games, you know.
Yeah.
Like you had the Pokemon Bank, but like it'd be sick if it was like your trainer card just had like a little like badge that was like you beat this league and you beat this league and you beat this league.
Yep. Yeah,
Uh,
that would be so cool. And it's like they don't even give you Pokemon Home. It's not even available on Pokemon Scarlet yet. So it's like if you wanted to play your game with like one of your Pokemon, you know what I mean, that
Yeah.
you like had on other games, like you couldn't. You know what I mean? Granted, that wouldn't make sense because it'd be like level, it'd be high
Right.
level, but like
That'd have to be some kind of like nerfing or
yeah,
you can't use this Pokemon in this region yet.
yeah. Or you got to level it up in each region or some shit. You know,
Yeah.
like that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But you get like a little bit of bonus each time because of like it having like
Or even like it's like, hey, sorry, you can't like you're gonna have to like can't contaminate this region like quite yet. Like we're having like I don't know, make up some kind of story thing, but like you can start with this one of these three if you'd like to.
yeah,
Like if you want to come in this region, then you get like your starter there, and then by the end of the game, it's like you
Yeah.
can access your PC again.
yeah.
Something like that. Do you know this is maybe a hot take, but I think Scarlet and Violet got. I'll put it this way: I think that there are about 50% of the amount of technical issues that Scarlet and Violet have in Tears at times. Depending on what you're doing, there's lots of lag and lots of performance issues, but it's gotten like 10% of the backlash. Like people are still giving this game 10s, like no matter what, and it's not Tears' fault. It's like the fact that there's no new Switch, and like they're running on this old thing. But it makes me feel like Scarlet and Violet got unnecessary. Like, it like defined its release in a way that like it hasn't really been a problem here.
Yeah. Dude, people are so harsh on video games for that just in general.
Yeah. Well, that makes
Like-
me feel like a dick for saying it because I really don't care. Like, it hasn't affected Tears at all, but I'll definitely notice it. And
Yeah.
I'll just be like,
I've noticed it like 2 or 3 times, like a little like bad lag, like, you know, and
and how much did you notice it in Scarlet and Violet? Even more.
yeah, but I mean, I've played fucking 450 hours of Scarlet and Violet. I probably played 20 hours of Tears of the Kingdom, you know, like
Right.
so
And like neither of them ruined the game.
in my
For
first
me.
20 hours of Pokemon probably about the same. Yeah, like they're probably about the same. You know, they were, you know.
Meanwhile, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are like the worst rated Pokemon games.
Yeah, but
Not that ratings matter, but
they're the best. But Pokemon and Scarlet and Violet had a lot more to live up to, being like the first open world Pokemon game.
that's
So
true.
that had a lot of expectations on it anyway.
That's true.
Coming off Arceus being like this hybrid open world Pokemon game
Yeah.
that was really good, but it wasn't the full exact thing.
Well,
but, like,
and also it's like, then you compare it to something like Breath or Tears, and like
yeah,
Scarlet and Violet's map is like a fraction of that.
yeah, you know, like yeah, Breath was really amazing to where it's like, all right, like why couldn't the Pokemon team done this justice?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And you do have to add in all of the data for Pokemon. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but like,
Like each Pokemon have their own stats. I
yeah,
don't know. I'm sure it takes up a good amount.
it does. But I mean, the
And, like,
amount of
animation, and,
fucking
like, move
detail in
animation.
Zelda,
That is true. I'm not gonna lie.
the amount of little things, especially this new one, like holy
Yeah.
shit, like there's like double of everything now, and like,
I feel so bad when I'm playing it not on the dock.
you
and
gone in the depths yet?
I died diving in, but not for real.
Scary down there.
I'm sure it is. It seems like
It's
it.
real scary.
But like I feel so bad when I'm off the dock because I'll just hear the switch going.
I have not played it off the dock yet at all. But that was like my favorite part of Breath of the Wild. Like, and I'm not even an off the dock type of. You know, I love playing on the TV more than anything. But
I started off on the TV because I was streaming.
Breath of the Wild, like that, I loved playing Breath of the Wild like outside. Like I loved the fact that I could like continue like that big of a game like anywhere.
Yeah,
I have
it's
not.
lit.
I have not played it, but I don't want to play anything, dude. I was doing my therapy call the other day, and I was like, all right, let me put my computer on the bed. I was like, maybe Banana will hop up here. I can show my therapist Banana because I haven't talked to her since I had it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up there for 3 minutes. I have it plugged in on the right side. It's sitting up there. Banana comes and lays down, pops his head on me, And then that dude does a big old arm stretch and just pushes the MacBook off my bed. The charger is right there. It falls directly on the charger. My charger is all bent up. I don't know if you could see it.
Is that why you were looking at
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Luckily, the
Um,
new ones are like just a cord.
Yeah, and all you have to
you know.
replace is that.
Yeah, and it's like $20 for like one. I'm like, okay, like it's just a USB-C cord, But like,
Yeah.
but it literally my MacBook fell like a 2 feet and just landed
Bent it.
on that.
I had that happen with a charger, like a phone charger recently,
Really?
and I was like, damn.
And it broke the charger, or
Yeah, pretty much. And like I was able to bend it back a little bit, but like I stopped using it because I got it nervous about.
it made me happy that I think Apple shit is kind of built to where it's like, all right, this thing's gonna break way before your computer or your phone might break. Like it's shitty plastic that's wrapped in that
Yeah.
metal, and that metal's too strong. Like it's not even gonna bend the fucking.
But the expensive part you don't have to replace.
Yeah.
Because it used to be. I remember when I broke one of those chargers and it was $150.
Oh yeah, Mac charger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like before the ones that they have now.
Yeah.
And that sucked.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Now, there was third-party companies that would make them, but they weren't like the same.
Right.
But yeah. So, what's your Tears of the Kingdom journey been like so far? Like you did the Great Sky Island. You said you were
I
there
got the
for a while. You
paraglider.
finally hopped down to Hyrule. What you been doing?
Yeah, and I got the paraglider. And so I did all that quest stuff to get that. And then I've just been exploring and killing things. My favorite thing is to try to find bosses or like enemies that are way harder than I shouldn't beat, and then die a million times until I finally beat them, and then feel accomplished and out of items, and then I go get items again, and I try to do it again.
Really?
Yeah.
You need to go you should go just do like some scavengering before, like go to Hyrule Castle. You know what I mean? That used to be the best thing. Like, I figured that out late on Breath of the Wild, but then on my master mode playthrough, it was just like you can just run to Hyrule Castle right away and get all the best shit.
Yep.
And then if you get like other armor that's like really good, like
Especially in this game.
yeah, there's the Fierce Deity armor. Have you heard of that yet?
Oh
my god. it's
Wait, is that
crazy.
the one that like you don't take fall damage?
No, that's a glider shit, and you got to upgrade it fully. I got the glider ones. That's one of those clips I was getting the star fragment was me going to like there's like 3 different like
Places to go?
3 different sky islands that you like gotta do it in like 20, 24, 22 seconds or something. And
Yeah.
like they're kind of tough, but
How many hours do you think you put in so far?
like I said, I think I probably did like 20, probably solid playing it. I mean, I had my Switch on a lot more and like it open,
Yeah.
but probably 20, maybe a little bit more, maybe even a little less. I don't know.
That's a good amount though.
Yeah, I put a good amount of time. And like the first night.
You doing a lot of story?
Yeah, I'm doing half and half. Like I feel like I've just been running around doing a lot of bullshit, a lot of nothing at the same time too. I'm like doing starting some missions, not finishing them, then finishing them later. Really just getting as much unlockables as I can. I realize,
Yeah.
but then I started doing the temp, and then I realized like, oh, if I do the 4 hero stories, like you get the free heart container just for beating the temples. So I'm like, ooh, I want to upgrade my stamina wheel with all the fucking shrines and then get the
Exactly.
hearts from that. And now I'm realizing, I think I want some more hearts because I want to do some bigger battles.
Yeah, I like hearts.
Yeah, I want to take down a 3-headed dragon soon.
I'm just also like I'm fall prone, and just like really lazy with fighting, so I gotta have hearts.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah, I'm not that good all the time. I can't parry the best or anything. Like,
I also love shooting arrows, so I need to like get 1,000,000 arrows.
yeah, they're actually pretty easy in this one to find.
Yeah.
Every
So far
box.
it's been tight.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? The one thing that really threw me off about this is the cities feel much more alive, or like there just feels like a lot more people.
No, well, they really are doing better with like the cutscenes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and most of the side quests feel more alive than like normal than Breath of the Wild did even.
Yeah. It feels like a lot more structured in a way.
Yeah.
Or like a lot more to do in that sense. Dude, it was cracking me up when they called the one guy, they were like, source of the right arm. Or something like that.
Yeah, they came out and said the theme of this game will be hands. And it's just like, what? But then it's like, all right, it kind of makes sense because like the hand and then like the evil hands, but it's like, why didn't you make the theme of it like tears?
Yeah,
like
yeah. Well, I think the tears are the.
they're a part of it too. It's still, in a weird
I was
way.
gonna say like I think the tears are also like the floating things,
Yeah.
like the rocks.
Yeah, they're part of the glyphs and shit too, and
Okay, yeah.
all that, and
I also I love getting to jump off shit, man. It's just so much fun.
yeah,
It's so satisfying.
it's like once you really think about it, like yeah, like the Sky Island is its own thing. That's like that like that could be a quick addition, not quick, but like that could be like. But like then once you really start getting into the depths, it's like the depths is Hyrule.
Yeah. And there's there's almost like 3 layers to Hyrule now.
Yeah, but then there's all the caves that they added, which aren't even the depths.
Yep.
There's like, because the depths, they make you fall so far. So if you think about it, like as like a design standpoint, like they have to actually have like all of it pieced together as one. They don't just have you fall through a hole and then pop up in their design, like, all over here, and that's the depths. Like the depths are under it.
Yeah.
But there's like, they have to go so far before you even get to the top of the depths, which is already high up. And then, so that leaves all that room for just like one of those caves goes down that deep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, or a bunch of them do, to where like the caves are their own, and those are
Ecosystem.
easier to design than probably everything, but there's so many of them with so much shit in them that it's like, holy shit, yeah, they really did add so much to this game. Maybe more than what Breath of the Wild was, which is already insane.
Well, and just like the concept of being able to just like take a stick and add something to it, and it's a new weapon.
Yeah.
And like the infinite combinations of like shields, swords, and whatever. And not even to mention like, I don't know, the killing mechas that you can make.
But this goes into the true DLC of a game. Like being able to just build onto a world is so cool. Like to where it's like, yeah, Pokemon decided to like start fresh and just do that. That would be. That's
awesome.
The dream. Like, that's the dream. The Pokemon game especially, that'd be the dream for it. Of just like, oh, you buy Red and Blue again. Like the new Red and Blue.
Yeah, or just, you just buy Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, you buy Pokemon.
We'll call it Pokemon. And then, like, the next DLC is, like, Red, Blue.
Yeah.
Or something, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah. The next one is just Gold and Silver, and
I guess, like, in a lot of ways, that is what, like, World of Warcraft is.
Yeah.
And, like, RuneScape. But it would be so cool to see that for like a more established system game.
Yeah.
Especially like with how the cloud is now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to see like a smaller, even like a Borderlands or BioShock, do that. Like Borderlands especially is like
Borderlands would be a good one for it. Or Destiny. Like that's what Destiny was supposed to be.
Yeah. Destiny and Borderlands both probably like I think are very similar, but they also have a lot of WoW elements to them. You know what I mean? But in that first person shooter type of way, like to where I'm like, that's always been, what, like I never played WoW, but I love the like vastness of it.
Yeah, I like the idea of it more than the actual playing of it, I think.
Yeah.
Especially like the grind.
Yeah.
Fuck the grind. That's what I love about fucking Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It's like once you're down there, like, you could do anything. You can go grab that 90 shield right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could, I don't know, it's like...
You can't go defeat Ganon right away in this, though.
That's fair. But, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it isn't dependent on, like, what you've unlocked. It's dependent on, like, your skill and imagination.
Yeah.
And, like, I guess there is some unlockables, but, like, most of it is, like, your creativity and, like, well, what idea do you have in this?
Yeah.
I just love seeing the different machines people made. And, like, the difference. There's, like, someone made, like, a helicopter that kills everything. And they put, like, that Creedence Clearwater, like, Vietnam song. That it's, like, flying through, blowing things up.
Yeah, it's great. Like, that's one thing. It's, like, we knew about, like, some of this stuff, like, like, the vehicles. And we knew it'd be building. But, like, we saw, like, the little plane and fans and stuff. But it's, like, they do have a lot more other things in it. Like, the cart. Have you built a skateboard shield yet?
On accident, I did right away.
I haven't skated yet on it, but like I've used the cart on like a few different things, and
I did at first I did a cart sword, because I was like, can I fuse? I was like just checking what I could fuse with, and I was like, oh man, I got a cart hammer, and then I was like, wait a minute, what if I did a cart shield?
Yeah.
And
Then you tried shield
Yeah,
surfing.
this game is definitely like, what if?
You can grind. Yeah.
Like, oh, what if I did this?
Oh, I had the greatest idea for a what if episode.
What if I took a Korok and put it on a spaceship and sent it into space? Have you seen the videos of people abusing Koroks?
No, you know what we need in What If Season 2?
What?
What if Rocket, Lila, Teef, and Floor got away?
Hey, that'd be lit.
What if
You
they
know
were the
she's
Guardians?
mentioned in the first one, right?
Really?
And like that like prison scene where they're like known associates. His known associates is like Groot and Lila, which is like a nice touch. I think that she's actually more prominent in the comics.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That
think
would be
so.
sick.
But
That'd be
yeah,
sick.
what if episode where they become the Guardians, like on their own? Like,
Yeah, or like what if Lila gets out too? You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
Lila.
Yeah. Dang.
That was definitely the most heartbreaking moment.
Yeah. Yeah. On that note, I guess we should.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, we should wrap it up, Stevie.
It's been a good pod.
Yeah.
Feels nice to be back
Yeah.
on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday, getting it done early. Maybe
When-
I'll have time to edit this on time.
Hey, there you go.
Get it out on
I still gotta listen to the
Yeah.
Fonz and You episode.
It'll come out tomorrow or Friday. I'm gonna try to pick my day of the week to just get back to fucking just pod work and dedicating to it.
Hashtag pod work.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, you should follow us at movieclub.com. I didn't say that last episode, but I'm saying it this one.
Yeah, you weren't here.
Boom, boom.
You was in Nashville watching Matt Healy on stage.
Exactly. Cashville, baby. Except I lost cash on my Kentucky Derby race. Not a lot.
Dang.
Put $10 down on Ray's Cane.
Dang.
Did not win. Did not win.
MGK or Jack Harlow, who you got?
Jack Harlow.
Dang.
MGK can stick to a different genre for a while.
But he had the funniest Eminem diss when he said, "Your fucking beard is weird."
That is a good one.
Why did MGK do that?
I don't know. It's just an opportunity.
Wait, there was some other news story I wanted.
Oh, but it might have been because he said that he's the best white rapper since Eminem.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I know why. Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's like, why did he do that though? Like,
Yeah.
it was unnecessary. You know, there's a video. You know, MGK did a "What's Poppin" remix, and the video, it was just like a quick little freestyle video on YouTube that MGK did it, and the start of it is him FaceTiming Jack Harlow, and he was like, "Yo, what up?" And then Jack's like, "Yo," and then he's like, "Yo, send me that beat," and he's like, "Oh, what beat?" He's like, "The What's Poppin' beat." He's like, "Oh, I bet I got you," and he's like, "Bet," and then he hangs up, and then it's just like, "What's poppin'?" You know, and then he says like some dumb shit, but like.
I'm MGK.
But people are pulling it up. It's like, yo, they used to be friends. Like, what is
Yeah.
this? Like,
I honestly think it's just for clicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just a joke. But the last thing I want to talk about, I'm sorry. A dev kit got sent out for the next Nintendo thing a while ago. It just got recalled.
Damn.
Yeah. Whatever it was, it just got recalled. So it could be them just adding something, fixing something, whatever.
I mean, it's like my conspiracy with Nintendo, and maybe I've mentioned this before, is that I think that both Scarlet and Violet and Tears were intended to be dropped on the new console.
Yeah.
And at some point along the line, I think maybe my theory was that it was like they didn't want to have a PS5 situation happening where like they knew that they was never going to meet the demand with the supply. But it could also be that maybe they are pulling an audible with what you're saying.
What do you mean audible?
Like they're changing up what the new Switch is going to be.
I don't think they can get the Switch to where they want it. This is my new theory.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea too.
It's my new theory. I
At
think
least with making it cost affordable.
Yeah, I don't think the Switch 2 of what people expect, what they expect, I don't think they can get that. So I think that the home console might be the
game changer.
I think that they might do the next console. Like they might do I think that their next thing might be a console. And then if they keep the Switches going, they could just do like the real Switch Pro, that like is backwards compatible with the Switch.
Yeah. Or even just like that's the OLED version of the new Switch. It's like the Switch Pro. Like there's like new Switches. I would love to see an OLED mini Switch. I would buy it.
There's
But-
also this huge rumor of this company, Sharp. Sharp just came out and was talking about how they're building a screen for a new console. There's rumors of the PS5 handheld, or the PlayStation handheld. That's it.
Could be Switch.
Yeah, so people think it's a Switch, but it's not an OLED. It's back to
LED.
yeah. So that's people were like, I don't know if like that. That sounds kind of weird. Like, why would they go to OLED then back to LED? But I don't know. But there's a lot of weird stuff with Nintendo, man. Nintendo's weird.
Dude, they are, but they just got a bunch of money off the Mario movie, man. Put that into the new Switch for me, please.
Yeah. They could.
Please.
I just want to know because they're just definitely being like it's been like.
Well, I remember it was like almost, I think it was like 6 or 7 months ago where I was telling my cousin, I was like, don't get your kids another Switch because she has like 2 boys. They have 1, and I don't think they'd fight over it ever, but I was like, if you're thinking about it, like, don't, because they're probably going to come out with the next gen soon. And like, you probably just want to get one of those and they can share, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now I'm like,
Dang. Yeah. Get it.
I don't know when they're going to come. I was feeling real confident back then.
Yeah.
But now I'm not sure. But anyways,
Yeah.
Good.
Alrighty.
good podding. Thanks y'all for listening. Episode 4000.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it 105?
104 maybe or 105. I don't know. I guess I never edited a 104 yet, so maybe. Yeah. Maybe this is Yeah. This is 105.
Dang.
Dang. 100's moving slow, baby.
But all gold. All gold.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
All right. Take it easy. It's been a good
Peace.
one. See ya.
What do you mean by that? Give me a fucking break, buddy. Oh, shit. Here we go again.